Hello world, we are here. Episode 4 of Ball Don't Lie. The episodes are racking up. We're already on episode 4. This is the show where you guys get to come up and kind of just get off what you want to get off. Have natural basketball discussions, all of that good stuff. But today's topic or primary topic is about something that I think maybe is going under the radar. I don't know. I think it's prominent now because obviously the oldest old head played their first game
The
of the
most
season
important one
yesterday.
as well. Yes.
The oldest old head. And he played well. And I think it's quite impressive that we're in the year 2025 and guys drafted prior to 2010 are still playing at an elite level in the NBA, whether that be Steph, Bron, KD, James Harden, even to a lesser extent, guys like Drew Holiday. So I wanted to use today to just talk about just how good are those guys still, and how long can we expect them to still be at this level where maybe championships are an expectation or contending in the playoffs, or they're still top 10 players, whatever the case may be. So before I'm gonna send the link in the chat, but before you guys come up, real talk. What are your thoughts on the old heads? And yes, I'm gonna ask you to rank the prominent four as players as well. I'm going to ask you to do that. But what are your thoughts on the old heads thus far?
The old heads have been great, right? James Harden has been playing at an absolutely high level. He's been doing this thing over there in LA. I actually never really considered having him in the old head range for whatever reason. It just didn't compute to me that he was in that group with him, but he is that old. So shout out to James Harden. He's still hooping at a really high level. Steph Curry, he has ups and downs now as he's gotten older. The consistency isn't really there. But the highs are still definitely top 5 level NBA player when he's playing and he's hitting his shots. And we still see the effect on defenses, still affecting offense at a great rate. And of course, Kevin Durant, probably the most consistent scorer of my lifetime. Every year in, year out, KD is going to score 25 plus points on very good accuracy and very good efficiency. Maybe outside of LeBron, but I'm considering like primary jump shooters, and not somebody that attacks the cup as frequent as LeBron James. Like Kevin Durant as a jump shooter is the most consistent jump shooting scorer I've ever seen in my life. And then, of course, the King, he's returned. I think he's the best player of this group. I know. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I still think LeBron James, when he's playing at his highest level, is better than the other three. Now, based on his team situation and Austin and Luka being as good as they are, we may not get to see where his floor is as far as consistency, because from a production standpoint, he won't be needed to get you like 25 a night, 26 a night, because Luka's obviously there and Austin's playing at a ridiculously high level. But again, when I just see him last night, and even when we're not using him as a primary on-ball player, he can screen, right? He can sit in the corner now because he's a catch-and-shoot player. He can play out of the post and still be one of the 5 best passers in the sport. The off defense, the off-ball defense, rather, wasn't the greatest yesterday. Wasn't the greatest. But last time I saw him in a playoff setting, still a good defender. So LeBron James is incredible. And that's my best one. But the old heads have been amazing.
Before I bring some people up, we do have a super chat from SMN RNDM. He said, "Is LeBron an old head? He could be the old head's dad. That stat that 7 players on the Jazz weren't even born when he made his debut is crazy." Yeah, I mean, he is the oldest player in the NBA, and playing his NBA debut was what, October 2003.
Yes.
I wasn't even alive, so I mean.
Well, those are allegedly. We don't really know your age.
Sure, allegedly. Yeah, allegedly I wasn't even alive. So, That is quite impressive, and he's still obviously at this level of being one of the better players in the NBA. You said LeBron's the best of the four. I'm going to assume you think James Harden is the worst.
No.
Oh, talk to me.
I have LeBron, KD, Harden, Steph.
Oh, your anti-Steph propaganda is going crazy.
It's
Okay,
not
okay.
anti-Steph. It's just look, like I said, the highs are still very, very high for Steph Curry, but we cannot continue to ignore these lows that he has. They're extremely low. Harden this year, he's been amazing as a floor general and a floor raiser. Him on that Clippers team, I mean, we've outlined it multiple times now, multiple platforms, how they're really good when James Harden is on the court, and when he's not on the court, they suck. Um, so I can't rank Steph higher than James Harden this year, and I don't think that Harden is better than Kevin Durant. And of course, you can call it a little Laker bias as far as just giving LeBron the benefit of
A
the
little,
doubt.
yeah. Okay.
Or it's to me, it's LeBron bias, I guess. It's just anytime I know LeBron James is healthy, I think he's better than them. And I think he's proven that for some time now. The only one giving him some comp is KD, because I think you can use the same argument as far as like KD's floor is higher than LeBron's. And I can definitely hear that argument. LeBron's floor is really low from the start of the season to about end of November, maybe heading into December. But at this point now, from December until March or whatever injury he unfortunately gets right before the playoffs nowadays, he's a fantastic basketball player. And a lot of people were arguing for him to be first team All NBA last year, including myself. So LeBron James, when he's right, is still playing at a ridiculously high level.
I am running a poll in the chat right now of who the best old head is so far this season. Between those four names, it's going to run for pretty much the whole episode. So go vote on that if you are interested. We do have some people backstage. I'm going to bring you guys up. I'm going to ask you guys about the old heads first, and then you guys can get into whatever agendas you want to get off. But I am going to start by asking you guys about the title topic, as that is what we are mainly here for. So yeah, let's bring some people up. Hello, Kenny.
What's up? How you guys doing? Can you hear me?
What's
Yes,
up?
hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Enzo. Hello, Amir. I'm gonna have you guys up here first because you have cameras on. Hello, guys. Okay, who do I start with? I'm gonna start with Emtel. Emtel, talk to me. These old heads. What are your thoughts on them? How good are they? Because I know I had a super hot take on PC the other day, and you reminded me that it was something that you said a little while back, that the old heads is gonna be the first year where none of them are in the top 10. So I want to know if you still think that's gonna happen this year. Are you higher on them? What are your thoughts on the old heads?
It's I'm not gonna lie, my hot take not looking too good early on. I'll really say because of KD. I think the jury's still out on Steph and LeBron. LeBron, we have to wait and see. That'd be nasty to be like, see, I told you so after one game. That'd be kind of nasty. But honestly, I think that KD and Steph has looked fine. I think personally, to Real Talk's point, I think James Harden has looked the best of the four. From a game by game standpoint. I think Steph, he's been weirdly good. Like it's like his highs is high, but his lows is really low. And if we want to be honest, they pulled up a stat during the Magic game. If you listen to the Magic broadcast, Steph has his best shooting games in the Magic arena. Every time he plays us, he's the best shooter. He's the best player apparently in basketball history. If he only plays the Orlando Magic, he has the second highest 3-point percentage, field goal percentage, effective field goal percentage. I'm like everything about shooting. He's number 2 apparently. But every team that's above us, it's always a different team. It's not the same team, but apparently versus us, he's number 2 at everything. So take that however you want to take that. So yeah, but I think ranking them wise, I would have Harden 1, KD 2, Steph 3, LeBron 4, and LeBron's just until I see what he's gonna do.
When you ask that question, were you
go
strictly
ahead.
talking about this year or just who do you think is better?
I meant this season.
I'm asking Mars because he's
Well, the
that,
poll is this season. Yes, but obviously.
oh well,
LeBron
this
has,
season. Well,
yes,
yeah,
obviously
LeBron
has
fourth
only
now.
played
Yeah,
30 minutes. So when you
yeah.
answered and said LeBron won, I obviously wasn't like, oh, okay, based on one game. Now I knew what you was doing, but the poll is this season. Does your answer change based on this season outside of LeBron? Like, does the rest of the answers change?
No.
So it would be KD, James Harden, Steph. That would be the third.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Amir, do you have thoughts on the old heads this season?
I'll go KD1 because at this point, like his consistency for someone that old is actually crazy. I've never seen someone that old be this consistent. It's like it's one thing to remain good and impactful because if you're a
When was
superstar
Bron
and you get
37?
older,
What year was Bron 37?
Was that
year is
2022 I think it
2022
was
when he averaged 30?
22, but
Oh,
yeah,
and missed the playoffs?
he was not that consistent though. Like
Yeah,
he was great.
In
Okay,
2022?
that was
His
22.
consistency is
That was like the first year where Bron defense was genuinely just atrocious.
And he played
Yeah, he wasn't defending nothing. But we were playing him at the 5, to be fair.
Yeah, you were. I would argue that
playing him
unlocked
at the
some of his
5.
offense, but that's neither here nor
It
there. The
did,
defense
actually.
was bad.
For
Yeah,
sure
the
it
defense
did.
was. Yeah, the defense.
especially also because LeBron before that was like top 2 in the league before that season. But so like
in
after that he
league.
started. Yeah, like his drop. KD hasn't really dropped. Like you can say that KD is the same as he was 2 years ago. So that is what I'm mainly talking about. Like his consistency is crazy, and so I'll keep him where he is. Harden is playing well, but he plays well usually in the beginning of the season. Not this well, but like he usually starts better than he finishes. And I'm not but like that didn't change my. I've always been on the Harden is underrated for like the last 2 or 3 years at least. Because before that I was not as high on him, but the last 3 years he's been very underrated, and I'm glad he's finally getting that treatment because he usually gets underlooked. So yeah, he's up there. Steph is, like I said, he's having this 06 Shaq season where he's declining in terms of production and talent. And, like you can see it going down, but his impact is still high enough. So if you don't treat him like the superstar that you used to treat him as, he'll basically destroy you. But if you try to stop him, like you commit your resources to stopping him, you will be able to stop him, but that still comes at the expense of your overall game plan. So he's having his 06 Shaq season, in my opinion. And I think this is his last like year of this sort, maybe. As for LeBron, he hasn't played yet. Like it's one game, and I didn't even watch it yet, so I cannot
You
really
didn't miss
speak on
much.
it.
You didn't miss much. Yeah,
It was a fantastic game, Amir.
I mean, if you want to go watch it, go watch it. But it wasn't the way people talk about it, you'd swear he was like the best player of all time. But yeah, he was cool. So let me go to. I just spoke to Kenny a few hours ago. So Yama, hello.
Is my sound good?
Yes, you sound fine. Hello.
All right. So I just wanted, because we talked about that LeBron, if Solomon Hill never rolls his ankle, is he still like the best player in the league, or because that was like when it changed, right?
Yes, but I hope he's not still the best player in the league at 40.
Nah, he wouldn't be the best player in the league. Yeah.
Would you think it would be better if that had never happened? Because that was kind of the big change. Or you think he'd still be the same?
I don't know, because he just missed time with a back injury. I don't know if a rolled ankle is going to stop that. I think we're at the point where he's old. I think old people stuff is just going to start happening to him. It was like, I don't want to say it was only a matter of time, but like at the same time, it was only a matter of time that like his body just started breaking down. Maybe Solomon Hill expedited the process, but I think it was going to happen eventually anyway. That's kind of where I'm at.
It's crazy that it's like not that ridiculous to say.
He's quite decent. Yeah, he is a decent little player.
So, yeah, I was about to say about them, like it's such a shame that all four of them is over leveraged so much because they have to be. We haven't seen LeBron play with these guys yet, but I would imagine on defense he's probably going to have to be quite good for them. And KD has to create a lot of the offense that's not offensive rebounding for the Rockets, and Steph obviously has to do so much for the Warriors. And I think it's a shame we can't see them in just maybe more
In
classic.
their Draymond Green roles, yeah.
Yeah, in their Draymond Green roles, in their David Robinson 1999 role.
Complimentary roles. And
Yeah.
then be called better than the guys who weren't in complimentary roles. But yeah, how would you rank them?
I would probably say, I assume LeBron's like the same as last season, just because we haven't seen that much. I'd say, what did I say? I'd say KD, LeBron, Steph, Harden. But Harden has played better than that ranking this year. I just don't
Okay, I feel you.
sustainable.
We've had 3
Wait,
different
so
answers,
LeBron
which is
last
cool.
year is better than Harden this year?
What?
Is LeBron last year better than Harden this year so far?
Yes, if I don't think Harden's sustainable, yes, I'd say that.
No, I'm talking about
Harden haters,
fall
man.
because we're only talking about.
Wait, so does he have Harden over LeBron?
Did I not say? I said
Well, no,
LeBron.
he had LeBron
I'm
over Harden. He has
asking
Harden
because
last.
they said it's just based on this season. So I'm asking,
Well, LeBron's based on
is Harden this season? Yeah, so Harden this season versus LeBron last season. That was my question.
So if I think it's sustainable, then I could. No, I'd still think LeBron last year was better.
James, man, I got your back.
They both named James.
Yeah, Metropolitan, welcome. Hello.
No, what's up? Thank you for having me up here.
I mean, yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for clicking the link. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Oldheads?
Okay, so I just clicked on the link, and when I clicked on it, you were asking everyone to rank the best old heads. Am I
Yes.
caught up on that?
Yes.
So if I were to rank the best old heads this
Oh,
season,
I'm sorry. Is this Metro from Playback?
No. I'm
No?
sometimes
Okay, that's a
in the
different
Players'
Metro.
Choice chat, but I'm under a different name in the Players' Choice chat though.
Okay.
But was
Not
okay,
gonna
yeah.
reveal
For
the
the old
name.
head
We're not gonna
rankings.
reveal the name in the PC chat.
Oh, it's just Saeed and a bunch of random like numbers and crap like that. Just a random name.
Okay.
But yeah, but if I were to rank the best old heads this season, I have to go James Harden. Even though this is not sustainable at all, we know he's going to choke in the playoffs. But he's moving. Bro, come on, stop.
They might not even make it. Why are we still getting hate already? Like, what's going on?
We know he's going to choke in the playoffs, bro. But and then KD's second best. I want to put KD first, but the way James Harden's been hooping and he's been doing so much more than KD that's crazy for me to do. But KD's been crazy efficient. I wish we'd have more volume, but he's been crazy efficient. And he's done a lot to really elevate the offense in Houston. Then the next best old head. LeBron just played one game, so I'm going to say Steph, even though LeBron played based off his one game, and if we're doing last season, he's better than Steph. But Steph is the third best old head, and then last LeBron because it's one game. It's crazy to say he's better than the other guys are over one game.
Okay, James Harden straight aside. Good list.
Thank you.
Kenny.
Okay, so my thought process with this whole thing, when breaking the old heads, just what I've seen strictly about this season, I'm ignoring. I'm acting like they never played before, besides the season. So strictly this season, it'd be James Harden, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron. LeBron's played one game. I can't go off of one game sample size. Steph is below the first two is because of the inconsistencies and might have those really, really high highs, but he also has those really, really high or low lows. And then the thing that makes James Harden over Kevin Durant is James Harden's offense is pretty his presence on the court for the Clippers is the Clippers, and for lack of a better phrase for that. It's just he is the Clippers. And then with Kevin Durant, I like his scoring. But you could tell he's getting older. He's a step slow on defense, and also those turnovers, man. Like he had like an 8 turnover game. I forget against. I think it was against Portland. I can't remember who he. I can't remember who he was. But he had an 8 turnover game, and with one thing that I kind of get frustrated with when we're talking about the older players, I feel like they get a lot of slack. They get a lot of slack because of their reputation, rather than that same isn't afforded to younger players. We kind of hold them to what they're playing at. For the old heads, like it's okay because we know who they can be, but who are they showing you right then and there? So your take regarding there would be no old heads in the top 10 by the end of the season. I think already there's no old heads in the top 10.
Wait, hold on. LeBron or KD could get in the top 10 though, because like okay, so the top 5 is solidified. We got Shea or Jokic at number 1, then or number 1 and 2 respectively. Then we got Giannis. Then we got Luka, and then we got Wemby. And that's the top 5 right there. That's solidified. No one's really gonna knock those guys out of the spot. But then like 6 through 10, that's like negotiable space because then Cade has to be in the conversation. I think D-Mitch should be in the conversation. And who else am I missing?
Anthony
I can list probably 15 players that I think are playing better than Kevin Durant or James Harden right now.
Please list them. Go ahead.
Let's do this.
Yeah,
Okay.
please go.
Let's do this. 15
Absolutely.
players playing better than
Okay.
KD, James Harden. By default, that would mean Steph and Bron as well.
Remember, James Harden is floor raising the entire Clippers off.
So 15 players playing better than these guys. I'm
Exactly.
curious. Go ahead, Kenny. No one interrupt until he gets his list off.
Cool.
So Luka, Shea, Jokic, Giannis.
I just said Luka's in the top 5.
I don't know.
Let him do the 15. Let him do the 15.
Yeah. Shea, Giannis, Jokic, Luka. This is not in order. I'm just thinking of names. Cade, Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell. Names. Devin Booker. Going through the names. Go through the teams. Jalen Brunson. I would say Cat. So that's 10. I'm blanking on teams right now. Hold on. Franz.
Did you say Ant-Man?
Did you say Franz?
Yeah, Franz.
Has he said Wemby yet?
Oh, I said I was blanking on names. Wemby.
There you go.
Franz, Wemby. Tyrese Maxey.
I feel like you may have overstated.
Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
say nothing.
I feel like
He
you
was
may have
sure
just
about
I can't think of any names after that. But I think I'm just blanking on people. I'd have to like go through a list.
No, you're not blanking on people. It's just haven't been.
Yeah, I think
continuing to
maybe there
blank
just
better.
isn't as many as you
That's,
thought. But
Yeah, the 1 through 5 is clear, and then then we have Cade, Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell, and I don't want to miss anybody. Cade, and then Brunson. Cade, Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell, Brunson. Yeah, so the 9 spot is open. Like I mean, not the 9 spot is open.
Saying Cat is egregious, by the way.
Yeah, Cat is crazy. Come on.
Oh, Sengun, yeah, I forgot. I think Sengun's
egregious.
playing good.
shout out to Cap, but yeah, I would disagree.
Yeah,
with
shout out
Cap.
to Cap.
Yeah, he's a down player.
I would disagree with Cap personally. But anyway, before we do move on, Hunter, welcome.
Hello.
Can I get your thoughts on the old heads?
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that, they're starting to fall off within the standings of the league. All of them are still really good players, but I think a lot of those young players, especially from like the early 2021 draft and all that, like Cade, Franz, and a lot of those players are starting to make their way up in standings, kind of while the decline of all the Oldheads. I think in order of how I would put them, I'd have KD. For this year, I'd probably have James Harden, KD, Steph, and LeBron just because he hasn't played. I expect over the course of the year, I expect KD to be probably head and shoulders the best one. I don't expect James Harden to be carrying this much for the entire year. And then, honestly, I think LeBron will probably. I think Steph will by the end is going to be 3 or 4. I don't know, but I think James Harden will slide to the 3 or 4. I think LeBron and KD will be 1 and 2, and in between, James and Curry for that 3 and 4 spot between all of them.
Yeah, another different order. This is cool. It shows, I think, how comparable they've been to start the year, and obviously LeBron based on last season. That we've heard a bunch of different orders. We do have some more people in the back, so I'm going to move some of you guys backstage. Feel free to stay there if you want to get something else off later in the show. I'm going to bring people who haven't been up yet. But yeah, so stay backstage if you want, or not. Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. I'll bring you guys back up. There we go. There we go. There we go. There
we're getting to the point where like Christmas is getting close enough to where you saying Merry Christmas is actually going to begin to be a legit.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have to start saying Happy Easter and stuff. But
just a really niche holiday.
Yeah.
Casual, you all caught up with what we've been discussing?
No, actually, I came. I just came in not too long ago. What were we talking about?
We talking about the old heads and how well they've been playing, and if they're top 10 players, how they rank amongst each other. I'm asking everyone to rank the 4 between Steph, Bron, KD, and James Harden. We've heard a bunch of different orders, so I'm going to ask you now how you would rank the 4 players.
Steph, KD, Harden, Bron right now.
I think you're the first person to have Steph number 1.
Well, because I think that what Steph is doing with the pieces that are like, to be honest with you, these niggas is dysfunctional. Because on one game, I'd be looking at like Jimmy and Draymond and be like, damn, this is like a perfect fit. They're both like playing off of each other to get stuff, open looks. And then the next game, Steph is like just taking tough shots galore, while like Jimmy is like being ultra passive. And he gets into his foul baiting era where he just be like, if I can't get the foul, I'm just not going to shoot the ball. I'm going to pass it out and go away from the basketball. So, like, it's like I'm giving Steph a bump up, but I do think it's close between him and KD because I think KD has been ultra consistent in terms of scoring for Houston. But I also think KD deserves a lot of credit for him taking a step back to a certain degree in terms of, like, his aggression scoring-wise. Like, he's trying to let Sengun take advantage of like his mismatches, which he often has had so far this season, to be able to score the basketball, and he's getting his in the flow of the offense. And so like good for KD. So I think that KD deserves to be, he can make a case to be number 1, but I'm gonna give it to Steph right now just because I think Steph has been playing very well offensively, particularly as a scorer on the scoring front. But I got Harden 3rd, and I really feel like Harden should have a case to be 2nd. I just can't think of one right now to put him in that 2nd spot. I think that the dysfunction of the Clippers is really sort of muzzling Harden's impact in terms of like how good he is as a scorer. And then he also had some bad games to start off the season a little bit. He started off out of shape, the out of shape gimmick. But I think Harden as a facilitator, as a scorer for this Clippers team, he deserves to have a case. Like all the 3 is like playing fantastic, and then LeBron just got here, so that's why I got him 4.
I don't understand how you're using the bad team gimmick. Let's stick with the gimmicks for Steph Curry, but then like Harden's 3rd when Harden has been, I would say, more consistent at the level of play that he's playing to Steph Curry on a game-to-game basis, and probably even doing more because although you say, he doesn't have great help in Golden State, Kawhi Leonard hasn't been playing recently for the Clippers. Bradley Beal just was out, and even when he played, he was ass. Chris Paul is garbage, right? Zubac has been playing to his level. Derrick Jones Jr. just went out with the injury. Like I don't see how
Okay.
And on top of that, if you look at their data, I mean, the Clippers have like a 120 plus offensive rating when Harden is on the court this year, with less help than Steph Curry.
Agreed. The problem with the again is pulling hairs, and I think that actually would be my case. Now that I think about it, that would be my case for putting him number 2. But the problem with him to Steph is, one, I don't think Steph has been that bad as on an offensive front, especially for this Golden State Warriors team, who, I mean, they were also without Kuminga. If I'm correct, I think they were without Kuminga up till probably like a game or two ago. I think that also Al Horford has not panned out just as much as you can make the case for Bradley Beal not panning out. Al Horford has not panned out like they were expecting originally. I also think that Buddy Hield has not played nowhere near to the standard that he did last year. So like Steph is dealing with similar issues to Harden.
Jimmy Butler and stuff though.
Yeah, who's the Jimmy Butler on the Clippers?
Yeah, like Jimmy Butler is good enough to outplay Steph and like lead them to a win. Jimmy
Butler's also one of another old head, by the way, who maybe I could have lost.
I think Jimmy. I don't think Jimmy's in these talks, respectfully.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, I think that's a fair case. I just think that Steph has been like very consistent in terms of his output, and especially against teams that, I mean, let's keep it a bean. Like some of these teams,
that's game bias. But
I mean, let's keep it a bean. Like some of these games, like I didn't expect Curry to like transform back, like turn back the clock on some shit, and he's doing this shit. Out of like
all the old heads, he turns back the clock the craziest.
You know what I'm saying? So like I can give him an out for that. I cannot give Harden that big of an out for the shit I saw against Philadelphia. Because even though I can accept that he's playing with a lesser
when he got fouled?
Huh?
Oh no. Oh, that's cool. Whatever. That's cool.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it.
Nah, because that nigga was settling for that step back a little too much for my liking. But
what's his shot?
Nah, but if it's not falling, then how effective is it?
There we go. Steph went 5 for 16. Like, but we don't gonna be like Steph shooting threes. Like,
man.
What do you mean?
Nah,
that's what he do.
But he found other ways, though, Mars. That's the thing, bro. He found other ways. That's the importance of like Curry,
Steph
man.
scored 9 points like 3 days ago.
Man, come on, bro.
Steph definitely of all the older players has like he can reach the highest level when he's like red hot. His lows are the
terrible, terrible.
Maybe not Harden, him and Harden. But he has some of the worst lows you see when he's
at least in James.
Because I saw
13 free throws.
Nah, but like even in that game where he shot like 2 for 11, he's still like, you know, he's still there. He's still there.
Yeah, he was on the court for sure. Yeah, he was
alive. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like I'm fine with Steph number 1, I guess, like impact offensively, gravity. But like it gets to a point where like Steph's lows just get ignored. And I don't
ignore. No. I'm not gonna ignore it. That's why I'm saying I think that KD
called the brother consistent.
I think he has been consistent. Think of just one game that he's pointing out, and then I would also point out the
he just played like trash, like against OKC.
Yeah, I was about to say I would also argue the OKC.
He played trash against the Pacers.
Terrible, but
he played trash against the Pacers when Quentin Jackson gave them work and they lost to Indiana. Steph was trash.
Oh, okay. That's fair. But Harden as well, he's not playing any more consistent though. If we're doing the translating offensively, like Harden is playing like he's literally just putting up points off of just pure volume, like 28 on like 25. You know what I'm saying? Like 13 on like 15. Like if we're doing that, like I don't feel like that's the way that we should go, because neither one of them niggas in terms of like production, like they're putting up these like
They have like
absurd.
the damn near same efficiency, and that's like because James Harden just had a bad night against
he just had a stinker.
Philly,
Yeah.
so it brought his percentage down. But like Steph's at 63.5 true shooting, James Harden's at 62.5.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's a conversation. What the fuck? Like y'all are trying to pin me to like I'm holding stuff up there. Like
You calling one inconsistent and one consistent?
No, I didn't. I literally said I think Harden has been ultra consistent. It's just his
You said he
teammates
started
not
the
being.
season badly.
I said he started the season like he did like against Utah. He was just bad. He was just bad. And I think that him playing. You think it's only one game?
The next game against Phoenix, he was hooping.
So do you think he played well against the Warriors?
In the first half, yeah.
Oh, come on.
He did. In the first half, he was good. In the second half, he wasn't.
All right.
That's what happened. I remember the game.
No, that's fine. Yeah. But that lends to my point. I think that between Curry, KD, and Harden, it really just comes down to like it goes back to what I was saying last weekend on the show when I was talking about Giannis. When these players are playing at sort of similar levels in terms of like their specific skill set being impactful for a stretch of games, it literally fluctuates in terms of what exactly is more impressive than the other. Because Curry on one week is going off against San Antonio twice, and then like the Pelicans to wrap up that week, and then Harden is having a week where like he's torching the Hawks, Denver, and Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like it really just depends on like what you're seeing at that time. So like I'm saying, as of what I've seen so far, I'm gonna put Curry at the top, but I really want to put KD. Now let me fix that. I want to put KD at number one because I think KD has been more consistent in his specialty than both of them niggas. So I'll put KD at 1, Curry at 2, and Harden at 3. But I think Curry and Harden, like in terms of what they provide, I mean, they sort of been inconsistent for different reasons throughout like the 14, 13 games that they've played so far this season anyway.
Shout out to Steph, man. Jonathan, are you with us?
Yeah, you guys got
in the
me.
garage?
Hello.
Nah, I just picked up some tires.
Oh, salute.
Thank you.
Hardworking man. But do you have thoughts? Yeah.
So I have, I guess, 3 points to go with this because I feel like if you wanted us to rank them, right? Like rank all 4 of them. That was the question?
Yeah.
So like as of today, Bron would be last in my opinion, just because like obviously he like only played a game. Are
you CDLing right now?
I guess so. Technically, we could go with that.
Boys in a moving van.
Hey, get your bag, young bro.
Yeah, get your money. Get your money.
Bro. Oh no.
But so as of today, because Bron like just played, he'd be last for me. I'd have KD first, Harden second, and then Steph third, because Steph's just. I'll get to Steph at the end because I actually got some stuff to say about him, but I'll save that for my agenda pushing. But if you were to ask me this in April, I would say Bron, KD, Steph, Harden. And then for my third point, I guess technically it is a part of the topic, but not really. But with what's going on with Chris Paul, is this not, does it hurt his legacy at all? But like, is it something we'll like be talking about?
Nope.
Because like with Hakeem, when he went to Toronto, this is like kind of similar to that, I guess.
Niggas don't remember it.
I'd hope
talks ended like after that finals run with this.
Patrick Ewing playing for Orlando. No one.
Yeah, I hope we're not bringing this up when it comes to Chris Paul's career.
Yeah, Chris Paul. Right now he's like a teacher.
We'll definitely see that picture in Twitter comps. We'll definitely.
You'll see like retro pictures on like somebody's Discord or PFP. Like niggas will have it as like, remember that when he was playing for it. Yeah.
I hope we're not. Yeah, I hope we're not bringing up second stint Clippers Chris Paul. 10 years down the line, why he's not better than ex point guard. Yeah. But once again, another different order. Is fullback hoops with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, okay. First, I want to say, why are we acting like Steph absolutely has the highest highs out of the four of them. Like, why is this like a consensus? He has the
does.
highest highs.
Because he
No, I
does.
watched James Harden against the Mavs, and I was very impressed. But
I was.
I don't know.
Like,
I
I'm
don't
saying
know.
compared to like LeBron and even, well, not LeBron this year, but like last year LeBron, like the Knicks game, like I don't like how we're just saying Steph clearly has the highest highs out of the four of them.
Oh, nobody said that. Yeah, he clearly, but I
Okay.
think
I thought you said like
no. I think the reason that Curry gets considered to have the highest highs is because a lot of people like harp on, really, to say the truth, just like not mixing words, it's a gravity merchant. Curry gets the
Yeah, it's
tax.
gravity gimmick, right?
If he has a night where he shoots like he shot against the Spurs that second game, niggas harp on that game and they just naturally attach. Oh, they won. He shot this amazingly. Curry gravity. He just turned.
I
back
mean,
the clock.
you be niggas. You just did it.
No,
just
I
marked
didn't.
it
No.
against-
I seen
I
someone condone Steph
think the
having 9
Spurs-
points against
I
the
think the-
Pelicans because
I-
Moses
I-
Moody scored 30
I think-
and like 24 of them were
also,
Steph
yeah.
gravity
you
assists.
said when he
Yeah,
doesn't
like
shoot
I-
well,
yeah,
you
like
said
I
when he
think-
doesn't shoot well, he
Gravity.
does the other things, but he didn't do the other things against the
Oh
Pelicans.
no! I think when I'm speaking on the other things, I'm joking. I think when Curry's not scoring well at this stage of his career, the only thing he can harp on is his off-ball ability. But I don't even think his off-ball ability is as effective as it once was, just simply because I think the personnel, when his off-ball ability also, and people don't want to acknowledge this, it also like depended heavily on the playmaking of Draymond and the shooting of like a Klay Thompson or a Harrison Barnes or a Andrew Wiggins in 22 or a Jordan Poole or now a Buddy Hield. So when Buddy Hield isn't shooting that well, Curry's off-ball ability really ain't doing shit for them because they just going to let the nigga like that's not shooting well continue to shoot them out of games because they would prefer for them to shoot than Curry to shoot. So like I think the argument for Curry not playing as well as the two is a valid argument. I just think that Curry has not that. I don't think that hangs true to Curry right now because I think Curry has had more games where he has exploded to translating scoring wise. Huh?
No,
I want to defend Steph Curry, but like the reason why I think it's I know people overrate Curry a lot, and people overrated it's just every argument with Steph Curry is just gravity, GG, whatever. But I do think it's fair to say he has the highest high because he just destroys teams when he's on. When he's like making 17 threes and like all that shit is going in. Like,
oh well, hyperbolic.
I mean, that's never happened.
Hyperbolic. He's joking. I get what you're saying.
I'm trying to look at the last game where he went crazy. The
best game he's had so far this season, he had nine. He shot 9
of his 17.
No, yeah, okay. My point was like, I think you can argue.
He made 9 of his 17 shots. Yeah. So like that could like destroy a team. So that's why I'm saying that like when he's on, like it just looks crazy and it's like effective too.
No, I agree. Like
he actually is doing something because he's actually scoring the ball. But I to be clear, I don't have him as the best old head because I think I think he's regressed as an off-ball scorer and an on-ball scorer because of his athletic declining. He can't get to the rim anymore. I think the reason why his shot like disappears because he gets gassed. I think so. No, that's just me. But I don't have him as the best old head. But I think it's reasonable to say that he has the highest high because of his play style with the 3-point shooting and stuff like that.
I think it's reasonable. Like, I'm not saying you can't. My point was like, I don't think it's clear. Like,
he thought I was saying that.
No, I feel you though, because like if LeBron comes back like 24 LeBron, he starts putting up.
What you mean if?
When?
LeBron just doing LeBron stuff. Like he's better. His highs is better than Curry, of course.
Can I ask why are Curry's highs, quote unquote, just the highest even this season? Is it because he scored the most points?
No,
it's not the highest.
Because I'm looking at people are going to reference. Let's say
we seen that KD Portland game, right? We seen that KD against Portland game.
Yeah, correct. But I'm not even talking about KD right now. If we're referencing 2 games for Steph Curry, the 2 San Antonio games, I'm looking at 2 James Harden games this season where he went 41, 14, 11 on 52, 50 splits. He has another game where he goes 35, 10, 11 on 52, 43 splits.
Basketball going on right now, man.
Okay, where is he getting?
Wait,
Y'all literally said.
I didn't. I actually, my reasoning had no math.
Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Right.
Y'all said that he had the highest highs and is predicated off he scored the most.
Nobody said real talk. You just why would you just put that in our mouth? Let that pause. Whoa. No,
what other
we did
argument
not.
is that he had the highest highs.
With it has nothing to do with how much he scored. It's when he is to the gentleman's point, when he actually is putting ball in hoop. What it does in terms of shifting the defense more creates more opportunities with him on ball. And he's actually able to make those decisions on his own versus when he's actually off. Now he's starting to play more off ball because the defense obviously is forcing him into those tough shots. So now he's forcing Draymond to make those decisions. We all know where Draymond lies in terms of respect on the offensive end. Niggas are sitting back on the niggas. So the offense really isn't shifting
how are they
as
guarding
much.
James Harden on the Clippers?
Oh, we don't disagree. We just said Curry is higher. We didn't say
how is it higher highs when James Harden is scoring?
So then you make the case. What makes Harden higher?
I'll let you talk. James Harden is scoring high on great efficiency and has the responsibility of setting everybody else up as far as a ball handler and playmaker, and doing that at a very high clip as well. What he's doing, high leverage playmaking and high leverage scoring very efficiently. He's doing all of those things that you're saying Steph Curry's doing. He's playmaking.
I'm making high volume threes, if that means something.
Yeah, like what is the why is Steph's higher?
I think how is Steph higher than LeBron from last season?
I feel like
we're talking about.
Yeah, if you're going to talk about the LeBron stretches when LeBron plays defense as well.
Yeah, like I'm gonna take LeBron. I'm gonna take LeBron over all of them at that point.
Yeah, of course LeBron, but like LeBron's only played one game. That's crazy. Like,
but we're talking about this season, obviously. Steph
we're talking about this season.
Oh, okay, I thought we were talking about overall.
And in this season, to be honest with you, I think Curry's effect, especially when he's actually effective. Like I know you hate me bringing the game up. But realistically, the Spurs game in the second time around is a perfect example of his effect. It goes beyond just the numbers he scored. It's actually forcing Wemby to have to now you have to come out to me because I am so effective and lethal from three right now that somebody has to attend to me. You're the only nigga that's a present, so you got to come up. And now I could drop it off to a fucking Jimmy for an easy leg. Without you contesting it. Now the gravity shit actually does become a real thing.
But that's like half.
That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm not disagreeing with that. But I'm saying to the extent that Curry, we all understand. For instance, Luka bringing double teams, triple teams from my Milwaukee Bucks. That Curry is doing that tenfold, like even further, because of how effectively he's shooting the basketball in some of these games. And that's what we're saying. We're saying the effect that he's drawing supersedes everybody at those points. He just doesn't do it consistently enough for us to be able to rank him.
I watched the Hawks blitz James Harden at half court.
Yeah, superseding that's a crazy word.
Yeah. I think every player has but like Steph has way more when he's on. Every superstar player has gravity though.
But what does
I think they all have gravity.
What does that effect do? Like, because I think someone said earlier, like, oh, he's drawn the double, but they're not making the shots versus the all-around, like, peak that LeBron would have. Like, I watched him last year. He gave him 42, 17, and, like, 8 when they came in, like, February. So, like...
I don't think it supersedes Bron from last year, especially like Bron's highest of highs consistency. Well, not consistency wise, but highest as highs last year because he was creating in half court. When Bron is actually at his best, he's not only forcing he's making the defense pay from shooting on the perimeter, but he's also able to attack to get to the rim. He's also creating easy shots in transition. He's also forcing opportunities in transition when he's attentive on defense. So, like, I think Bron at his best last year is the top of the old heads right now.
We just haven't too late to change my list.
No,
Because
it's not too late.
this conversation just made me put Steph at 4 under Harden
All right.
right now.
Are we going off this season or overall?
Like today, not by April, but like today.
Today, I mean, if we're going like overall, like a healthy everybody, I'll say it's LeBron 1. I'll probably put KD 2 because he's just the consistency versus Steph, and then Steph 3, Harden 4. But this season only, it'll be Harden 1, KD 2, Steph 3. But they're interchangeable though.
Okay, I gotta leave,
You
but
guys
thank you
really
guys for having me
hate
up here.
Oh, thank you for
All
coming
right,
up.
man.
I
Have a
appreciate
good
you for
one.
being up here,
Appreciate you.
brother.
Appreciate it, man.
So now that we've got everyone's opinion on where these guys stack up, this is, I think, everyone's favorite part where they get to get off what they want to get off.
Real nasty.
Yeah, Yama, I'm gonna come to you last because if it's anything like last week, I'll come to you last. Yeah, I'm gonna come to you last. Do any of you guys have anything you want to get off? Do any of you guys have anything
Yeah, I do.
you're looking to get off?
I do
Go
as
ahead.
well.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll start with fullback and then we'll go to Jonathan Fraser.
In my opinion, I think you can argue for SGA and Luka. The only guards I think I will argue that clear them peak for peak is Steph, MJ, and Kobe. Like I think they've elevated to that tier where those. I'm not saying they are the 4th and 5th best guards ever, but like other than Steph, MJ, Kobe, I don't think no other guard like clears them peak for peak in my opinion.
You think Kobe clears them?
I'm trying
I mean, he definitely
That's-
clears them, but it's.
What
I
do
mean,
you
he's not
mean?
clear
You think Steph clears them?
16 Steph, yes. I'm not thinking twice.
Oh, one singular season, outlier season. Okay.
I mean, I kind of do peaks by that. I mean, if you want to do a 5-year stretch or whatever, I mean, I still think Steph clears. Maybe not clears is the right word, but it's like I don't think twice with Steph.
I got a
feel
question.
You. No, I feel you.
I got a
But like
question.
Chris Paul, Jerry West, like D Wade, I'm not saying they're definitely better than them. I'm just saying it's like neck and neck with everybody.
Okay, I feel you. Casual.
I was going to ask, what is the con with using single season peaks?
I don't think there's a con. I just think it opens itself up for outlier seasons to maybe boost a player higher than probably their ability truly is. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Like if you want to say this guy was this good at his best because of this season, then yeah, go for it. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I just would prefer to have a larger sample than 75.
I'm doing multiple
games.
seasons. I just brought up like Steph on the top of my head, but like I'm doing like 3 to 5 years span. I still think
if we're doing single year seasons, I got two. It's a 2-part question. Which Kobe are you taking? 06 Kobe or 03 Kobe?
Who's he asking? Oh, 03.
I'll take 06.
I will
Only 'cause
also
of
take
the
06.
defense.
Yeah, I will also take 06.
I'd take 03 because with 06 you can, like, there will be people that will bring up the, I guess, empty stats argument because of like the team success kind of thing. So I'll take 03
Empty?
because of that.
What?
Not like I'm not saying empty, but like that could be an argument. I think empty is the wrong word, but just like it didn't lead to as much winning as like 03 did.
Oh, he almost beat the second seeded Suns.
I
If it
mean,
weren't for 3
He
consecutive
almost
offensive
did, but he
Yeah,
didn't.
I'm very comfortable saying 06 and 07 is the best Kobe was. So that's where I'm at.
That's
06
definitely his
and
best
07, I
offensive
think.
Like if it
Yeah,
took the
that's-
second seed 3 consecutive offensive rebounds in the last minute to beat him, how can we say it's empty?
You can't.
I
I'm
don't.
not
When I
gonna
say
call what was
empty,
happening empty. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't mean
just
empty.
refuse
I
to,
just meant more.
the Lakers would have won 12 games.
Yeah, because I was about to ask real talk. Why you ain't give no answer?
No, it's just because like I there's no need of arguing with people anymore because I know people are gonna go to like relative true shooting and
Hate that stuff.
like I got it. Cool. If you think Shea's better than Kobe Bryant, peak for peak, then you got it, pal. If you think I don't know, Luka's better than him, you got it, pal. I personally don't think it's
You
a
don't think it's a
conversation.
conversation?
Personally, no, I do not. No, I don't. No.
I think your co-host disagrees.
I know Mars disagrees, but
Wait, I disagree with what? What do I disagree with?
That it's not a conversation.
Between who? Shea and Kobe, peak for peak?
Yes.
Oh,
Is that-
yeah. I'd have the conversation.
Is that single
I'm at a
season?
point
though?
where I would say
It's like Shea's
with
peak is
Shea,
a dog.
with Shea it would have to be last season and then the early parts of this season. I wouldn't take 24 Shea. So yeah, more so once this season concludes, I'm probably I'd have the conversation. Steph and MJ are probably. I think MJ is never really going to happen. I think that's probably unattainable. Steph, I'm probably willing to say I don't think Steph will be better than Shea will be better than Steph, peak for peak. But I'd have the conversation with any other guards. Really, doesn't mean I'll take Shea to your point, but I'd have the conversation.
And then the last part, 13 or 18, Bron, single season peak was
13.
13 defense. 13 the defense is
18 for the
all around
season.
impact.
18 for the playoffs.
We're 9, man.
Yeah,
but it's
Even
cool.
though you can argue 17 bronze.
Can I ask, is 09 Wade not in that like Shea Kobe conversation?
Yeah, I think he's in that. I think he's in that tier. I think D Wade's peak is in that tier. 03, if you're doing single season once again, 03 T-Mac would be in that tier. Like 2014 Chris Paul would be probably just slightly below that. Jerry West and them like Magic Johnson.
Harden.
If you want to go with those guys, but like James Harden, like 19 Harden, they would be in that tier. Now the order of the tier, I don't know. I'd probably have Kobe 1. I'm pretty sure I would say Shea is probably 4th. Like MJ, Steph, Kobe, Shea is probably what I expect myself to have once this season is over. But I don't know. We'll see. Shea's good, in my opinion.
Shea can
He's really good. He's really good about that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like
Luka, I'm not
nowadays,
as high on, but Shea, yeah.
He ain't better than LeBron.
If you don't say like Shea's better than Kobe, then now you're like a Shea hater. I don't know. It gets weird.
No.
It gets weird now. I don't know.
I think thinking Shea's not better than T-Mac is interesting. I think that's interesting.
I didn't even say he wasn't better person. I'm saying, okay, first off, from a talent perspective, let's all agree with this right now. Tracy McGrady is more talented than Shea.
What's talent?
What's talent?
What is talent? What is talent?
03 McGrady, as far as measurements, athleticism, court vision, he's more talented than Shea.
So like the unteachable stuff.
Yes.
He was born.
I wasn't disagreeing. I was because some people define talent
more,
as different things.
more gifted.
Okay, yeah, I think T-Mac. Yeah, T-Mac's one of the most talented players I think that's ever existed.
That's ever existed. Yeah.
So yeah, I would agree. I would say T-Mac's more talented than Shea. I agree.
Okay, so let's start from there. If we then add on 03 Tracy McGrady's skill set,
okay,
I do not think it is unquestionable to come to the conclusion that that player would come into 2025 and be able to produce on the level of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I do not think that is a mental.
When you say produce on the level of Shai, what does that mean? What does produce on the level of Shai mean?
Score 32 plus points on 63 plus per true shooting.
Oh, so just do what he did in 03.
He did that.
I mean, basically, if he comes into the league and he performs like Tracy McGrady, and I would argue that T-Mac is a better passer and playmaker than Shai.
I think he's a better passer than Shai. I do think he's a better passer than Shai, but I'm very high on T-Mac's passing. But this is why I think 03 T-Mac is like just as good as 03 Kobe. So
that's what I'm saying. And so I'm very, very, very high on that version of Tracy McGrady.
Wait, Mark, I got a
for
question.
me personally, it is not. Yes. It's not crazy to say, oh yeah, he's on par with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Once you do more than single seasons, T-Mac kind of loses me. But
do you agree with him on the
playmaking
front?
Absolutely. 03 T-Mac is right. Yeah, he's as good as Shai. Absolutely.
Do you agree with? Do you think 03 T-Mac is a better playmaker than Shai? Say 25, because this season hasn't ended.
Is he asking? Oh yeah, we're talking.
I'm asking both of y'all. Y'all the hosts. I'm asking both of y'all.
Hey man, we all up here. We all on the stage. We all on the stage.
Say less. Well, I'll leave it to everybody. I want everybody to answer. Is 03 T-Mac a better playmaker than Shai of last year?
No.
I wouldn't say so. I think he's a better passer. I wouldn't say he's a better playmaker.
Wait, Mark. Okay, so. Why is 03 T-Mac, 03 Kobe the same level? Like, I get people say that like at the time they were neck and neck, But just like going back and watching, like I think Kobe's
Oh shit! I mean,
better. Like I won't say he's like a tier above him, but I don't really see where they're neck and neck.
fuck. Shit, that's my bad.
What the fuck?
The reason I think they're on the same level is because I think this is a year where Tracy McGrady's knocking down pull-up threes. That's something that Kobe added that year as well. So I think that's valuable. I think T-Mac was the better passer than Kobe at this point. And I'm very comfortable in saying that. I like Kobe's interior passing. I do like that, but I think T-Mac was just more comfortable passing, especially out the post. I don't know the numbers, but I'm like 98% confident T-Mac was the more efficient jump
I don't
shooter
think
at
so.
this point in time. I'll check, but I'm fairly sure.
What are we looking up?
Who shot better on jumpers? I'll have to go to like cleaning the glass for like mid-range percentages and stuff, but I'm fairly sure. So doing this on the fly.
I can get
Shay's. That's tough.
I can get Shay's, but I don't know about.
Well, yeah, Shay's gonna be like 50% from mid-range, but you know, we taxing spacing.
Nasty.
Okay, where we at? Okay, there we go. Mid-range 03 T-Mac, you're looking at like 43% from mid-range. He shot like 38% from three that year. Kobe, oh my god. Kobe in 03, looking at like 40% from mid-range. So yeah. I think T-Mac shot better on jump shots that year. Kobe both also shot 38% from three. I do think T-Mac had a larger portion of his shots being pull-up threes. I do think. Once again, I could look up their percentage of threes assisted, but I'm pretty sure. I think Kobe was the better defender that year. I did like T-Mac's like rim protection stuff and like ability to get deflections, but like on ball, I think Kobe was like way better.
Damn.
But overall, it's just like the scoring diversity, the better jump shooting, and then the passing gives me like that's the reasons I think T-Mac was on that level.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
But once again, I think 03 T-Mac is more of an outlier than anything. I don't think he was that good of a three-point shooter.
I mean, but again, that's why I shoot when I speak that season of Trace McGrady is on par with a lot of the top shooting guard seasons, guard seasons period ever. Like that's not a crazy thing to say. 03 McGrady is as good as. I mean, yeah, especially if he enjoyed today's offensive environment.
Yeah, we're in 03 and he's shooting 6 threes a game at 38.5%. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I don't think it's crazy. I was just saying, like, I personally think it's neck and neck between him and 03 Kobe. Like, me personally, other than passing, I think Kobe did everything that was better. Not way better. Like, scoring is like neck and neck, but I give the edge to Kobe. But other than passing, I think Kobe did everything better. But I think, like, they're in the same tier. Like, I think it's not crazy to say T-Mac was on that level. I just don't agree. I just want to know, like, why do you think that?
Yeah, well, I think it'd be seen as more reasonable. I'm not saying you're viewing it as unreasonable. I think it'll be seen as more reasonable if they didn't have the careers that followed those years. Like if you didn't see Kobe do everything he did in 06 and then win the championships, and you didn't see T-Mac back go out and all that stuff. And basically, if they only played one season in the NBA and both of them were their 03 seasons, I think it would be seen as reasonable to say they were pretty equal as players. But obviously, their careers went entirely differently. But anyway, thank you for saying Shea and Luka have arguably the fourth best guard peaks, arguably. Something I more so agree with Shea, but I'm inclined to agree.
Who do you think peaked higher than Luka? Oh, I'm sorry. If you want to know.
Well, no, I would still favor
Jordan.
Nah, I'm gonna leave it alone. Shout out to Luka, man. Luka and them talks to you.
Man.
Jonathan said he had a take. Yes. Hello.
It's getting kind of late here. Is it okay if I get mine off? I promise it won't be anything trivial.
Oh, Jonathan, you got skipped in the line. Go ahead, Yama.
That's fine. I had a question about the last topic.
I just wanted to say that I think the eye test, as people, and what I mean by that is to just watch a game live, and then you come away with a conclusion just from watching the game and even thinking about it. Oh, my test says that guy is better than that guy. It's stupid, and people shouldn't do it. And two, people who talk about stats are complete hypocrites because they usually are fine with per game stats, but if you just say per position instead, they'll call you an analytical stat nerd.
Okay, so the eye test is stupid, and people who don't like stats are hypocrites. Okay.
Yes.
Does anyone up here view themselves as an eye test person?
I would say,
Yeah.
Put your hand up.
I would say so, but just
You
because I
I
don't
you
have
am.
converted
time
to
to watch
spreadsheet.
it.
I am one of those stupid people. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you
Not
feel like you
everybody
need to
has the
defend
time
your
to
eye test? Do
rewatch
you guys
stuff.
feel like you want to defend your eye test?
Go ahead, Amir.
I don't need to. I mean, I still like. Yes, because it's all subjective either way. Like, I mean, you read the stats with your eyes, don't you?
No, Amir.
I
What I
mean,
mean is, what I
true.
mean by the eye test is not like what Mars is doing when he sits and watching 80s game back. That's not the eye test. The eye test, if you're sitting watching a game live for pure fun, you're not even thinking about what's going on. I think Skip Bayless was one of the people who popularized the term because he's just sitting watching the game and you just come away with a feeling inside you, oh, that guy played better. Why I think that's wrong is because your eyes, when you watch a game for fun, look at the ball the whole time. So you don't see what happens off the ball. You don't see defensive rotations, call out. You miss so much, and it's so biased
How do you know
against
what people are watching when they're watching a game?
the most common viewers watch the ball when they watch basketball. Just
I
for
don't
fun.
think
I
Skip
do. I
Bayless
do
is
agree with what's
being.
being said here. I do agree with what's being
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
does
you can tell
anyone
a lot
actually
from how people
consider Skip
describe what they
Bayless like
see.
their own? Like, does anyone here consider Skip Bayless like the person they look up to when they watch the game? Like, I want to be like Skip Bayless.
He popularized the term, I would say.
I mean,
We were
I don't
just
care
on
about him.
playback.
Like, when I watch,
Go on, my fault. Go ahead, Amir.
it's fine. You can. I was just saying, like, Skip Bayless he's a professional hater. That's what made him popular. He's not actually. I don't think he's even a fan of basketball at this point. Like, he hate watches everything, and that's what makes him watchable. Like, he's doing it for views, obviously. We're talking about people actually enjoying basketball. So I think it's a different eye. Like, there's a difference between someone watching basketball to, whether it's like enjoying it casually or actually trying to break down film and stuff. Because when I watch, I don't watch timeouts, obviously. So I'm always like rewatching plays during the game because I'm not gonna wait for the timeout every time. So that's the time I usually like go back to some timestamps that I was looking for in the game, and that's how I analyze the game with my eyes. Uh, I don't think uh, that is not a way to watch, especially because someone like me, I'm not even a fan of any team at this point, so I can just watch and enjoy it without being too emotional to see anything. Which I understand. If you're watching your team, your favorite team, you're not really qualified to analyze the game. You have to watch it again after, I think.
The eye test is dependent on whose eyes are watching the game. We were just watching the Laker game last night, and plenty of people were complaining about Rui and LeBron's off-ball defense. That was a thing. That means we weren't just looking at the ball. I think the stats and eye tests coincide with one another. But I don't think either one is dumb or stupid. You have to use both to try to come to a reasonable conclusion. But I can watch Miami and watch them play up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and be like, oh yeah, they play pretty fast. I can watch Harrison Barnes on San Antonio not miss for consecutive games and come away with saying, hey, it's probably a really good three-point shooter this year. When I watch the Rockets play, I probably don't know what percentage of missed shots they're grabbing, but it's like, damn, Steven Adams sure is getting a lot of offensive rebounds. Like, you can watch the game and come to these conclusions. You don't have to have a
For sure.
statistic to back up
I agree
something
with
every
that.
single time.
I agree with that, and I don't think that's the eye test. What I'm saying is the eye test is this: it's this feeling you get inside yourself of what you think happened without actually thinking through what happened on the floor. It's also the problem with people thinking back to what they saw in the 80s or the 90s. So if you watch a game in the 80s or the 90s, you remember how your eye test saw that game 40 years ago. But if you go back and actually watch the game, you're like, okay, the things I felt at the time probably wasn't correct because it happened 40 years ago. And
But what if it is correct?
it's more the just
It's
relying on
very
feeling
rarely
rather than
correct.
rationally
It is
think
very
about
It is
basketball.
very rarely correct, but I feel like the way he's describing, like he's putting
It
like
sounds
the
like the eye
definition,
test is what I'm hearing.
but the definition he's tagging on it is like that's a minute amount of people that actually describe it
Yeah.
that way. Typically, the people that describe it as eye test is the people that say that they watch the game and they don't focus on the stats. Like they don't care to look
Yeah.
at field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage. They look well. No, if anything, if they do use stats, it is your basic points, rebounds, assist stats. But they don't look into any of the what they consider advanced analytics. They just place baseless basically come off of what they saw in the game and just go off of pure memory. But we all know that memory is flawed because a lot of people, I would assume on this panel, have their favorite team. So if you ask me what I saw from my Milwaukee Bucks, I promise you it's going to come with more rose-colored glasses than the person that was watching this shit, watching us get our brains beat in by the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to hear a
For sure.
different basis. So like I feel like what you're talking about is a little bit anecdotal because I think from
Yeah.
your experience, it sounds like the people that are speaking about the eye test, they're speaking in it from just pure memory or they're going off of what they heard.
Yes.
You're going off of what they heard. And I feel you that. And I think to his point on Skip Bayless, I think the reason why he was bringing up Skip Bayless because Skip Bayless is a big media personality. And so a lot of people listen to his talking points or if they do look at him, they look at the infographics that he posts on ESPN from his days in First Take. And then they carry that out onto social media and Facebook, Twitter, and use that as a talking point to pull a narrative out of their hat. And I think that that's fair, but I don't think that that's everybody.
But I am like, watch the games. I agree. Watch the games. Like when I go back and watch these 80s and 90s games instead of just looking at stats.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with the whole watch the games. So I don't think I was not complaining about watching the games. I am agreeing on that. But I'm also saying when you're watching, try to think about what you're actually seeing and not just if you want to evaluate and come up here and talk to people about basketball, don't just root for a team blindly and like, oh, if they win or didn't win.
Yes.
Like actually think about what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, true. I also want to respond to this PRA point. I say it too to troll, absolutely, but just like an advanced analytic can be flawed if you don't surround it with the correct context, right? Or if you see an advanced analytic per se saying that Jokic is a better defensive player than Wemby, the eye test would win out in that conversation, even though you would have a statistic that would say Jokic is a better defender. But let's get to this PRA thing. Let's say eight times out of 10, the guy that had 33, 11, and 12 probably played well. Of course, there will be some games where maybe you could say, oh, he wasn't efficient, or maybe he had some turnovers to go along with that game. But majority of the time, if a player had 35, 13, and 12, he probably played very good.
Can't the same thing be said for Bucks plus minus? If a player had a high Bucks plus minus season, and the sample isn't like 1 game or 10 games, he probably play well. Isn't most like 9 out of 10 of those people are like
I'm saying that the simplicity of PRAs because we like discredit it from time to time, and I'm saying I'm including myself in that conversation. You see, I'm saying it can somewhat correlate at the success rate to a box plus minus, which we feel like is an advanced analytic. Like we talk about it like it's another level of basketball talk once we get past PRA and we look at box plus minus. But if they're having like essentially the same conversion rate. Like, yeah, not all the time. The guy that had 35, 12, and 13 played a fantastic game, but majority of the time, that's probably what happened. Just like probably not all the time. If you have a high box plus minus, that means you're the second greatest player ever. However, if your box plus minus is very high, you probably are a really good player. Like, that's what I'm saying. The conversion rate
but
is
it's how
probably
high,
there.
but it's how highly you value those things that I think he's talking about. It's not about
I'd
whether
also
you're a good
what I
player.
was more trying to say
Oh, go ahead.
is what I was more trying to say is that there's a lot of people that just trap on like point per possession numbers and say that it's an advanced analytics. But points per game is the same thing. Like, you're just dividing by games instead of positions. Like, it's not more. And true shooting is not more advanced than field goal percentage. It is for the one reason that we don't track free throw trips. That's the only reason, because we don't have a check for every time we go to the free throw line instead of just the free throw attempts. But like, true shooting is not more. And I think I am in my good crowd here, where people like, I know you and Mars use true shooting percentage, but like, true shooting percentage is just a better metric than field goal percentage for 99% of things you're looking at. So I'm just saying, like, let's just try to not, like, it's not an advanced analytic. It's just points divided by shot attempts times 2. Like, it's just a number.
I agree.
I agree for the most part. Definitely, this is definitely a more subtle take than what you had last week. So
yes,
good work. Anyway, thank you for coming up and sharing.
I'll be listening in the back.
Thank you guys. Merry Christmas. Let's get Jonathan Fraser up here, because obviously it's his turn now. Jonathan, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go, Jonathan. What would you like to go off?
So
someone has like a fan in the background. I don't know.
You hear that?
Yeah.
But before I start, I did have a question about that. The 03 T-Mac versus Shea.
Okay.
My issue with like basketball, I guess, discourse is that I'm so young. Like, I kind of only really started getting into basketball maybe like 14, 15 season. So like, I don't know much about like 03 T-Max, 03 Kobe's. It's kind of just based off of box score watching and that kind of stuff. But did T-Mac have the same tendencies as Shea with the tunnel vision stuff that we saw in the finals? Was that an issue with him as well? Or
I wouldn't say so. I think T-Mac was a really willing passer. The best example of, I guess, T-Mac's passing willingness, I would say, was probably when they played the Bucks in 01. Maybe was it 01? I think so. I think because he's a really willing passer. My biggest issue with T-Mac was his shot selection. That was always my biggest issue with T-Mac. He liked to.
okay.
His hezzy pool was definitely a go-to, but I don't think tunnel vision was a problem with T-Mac. Personally, I would actually argue he probably tried to make some passes that didn't really make sense. Quite often. So I wouldn't call it tunnel vision, more so than just questionable decision making, but not tunnel vision, I wouldn't say anyway.
I liked him as a passer. I just thought that
Me too.
I think the personnel he had wasn't geared towards him being able to be a passer, and so he had to ramp up the scoring aggression. Like against to your point, against us, when he was playing us, like it wasn't like he wasn't looking for outlets to pass. It was that he didn't necessarily have the personnel to pass to. Like a lot of time, like Orlando, especially like, and I feel like at some point, I get on Trace McGrady a lot for what he did in Houston, but I feel like in Orlando, at some point, people do have to give him a little bit of credit, because the coach that was coaching Orlando, I think it was Doc at the time period. He was coming in and trying to implement an offensive scheme that had spacing in mind, but they didn't have the spacing to implement spacing. So T-Mac is trying to pass in isolation, and teams are just loading up on his side. And if he kicks it out, he's kicking out to a non-spacer. So at that point, it doesn't make any sense for him like to do it. So he might as well take the shot himself. And so I think that lends to why his efficiency didn't necessarily translate, as some people would say. But I think all in all, he was a great passer. during this prime.
Yeah, I would agree. But Jonathan, what was it that you wanted to go up in particular?
So before I do start this agenda pushing, I just want to like let you guys know I'm a short-tempered person, so I might start yelling a little bit. I might get a little agitated. But my
Okay.
agenda stems around one LeBron James,
Oh God. Okay.
and I don't know if it's an agenda or just like a PSA or a message, but I just wanted to let all of you Laker haters know, all of you non-Laker fans, that it's up, and we're coming for heads, and we'll be seeing you in May and June as well, because the Lakers are winning the chip. So to those that
I said
said
that
he
earlier
wouldn't,
today, so I'm on your side. Yeah, I'm on your side.
thank you. To those that said he wouldn't help and he's gonna ruin Luka and Austin's chemistry, like that's nonsense. And also, Austin Reeves is an all-star. Yesterday confirmed that for me with LeBron not hijacking the offense, as some people would say, with Damo. And DeAndre Ayton is indeed a top 10 center in the NBA.
Interesting.
Might even
I
go
agree
top
with all
5.
three takes.
Wait, hold on. Did you hear that?
I might go top 5, but it depends on the day.
There's
What
no
day?
days top
What
5.
what day you're
Today,
putting up?
that day, I was just
It depends on the day and the result of the game. Like after he beat Wemby, you could have told me he was the best center in the league. We're gonna see Jokic in a little bit.
I was
He's gonna
about to
cook
say,
him too. And I'll be back up here saying he's the best in the league. So it depends on the day.
what in the hell is happening right
Yeah,
now?
you can argue he's not top 20.
He's
I'm not gonna
cooking. What
lie.
do you mean? So Lakers winning it all. Check. I agree. Austin Reeves all-star. I agree. DeAndre Ayton top 10 big. I agree. 3 for 3.
How long you been a Laker fan, Frazier?
We have to stop.
When did Bron join? Summer of 2018.
Yeah,
summer of 2018.
So the Knicks are my main team, and I'm a LeBron guy. So wherever the king goes, I go. So I've been a Lakers guy since really 17, 18, because I like the young pieces they had, but mainly since 18, 19. But I'd say I'm a full Lakers fan now because I like what JJ's been doing and what Luka's been doing.
What if you think we don't win the chip? Why do you think that would be? Like, who do you think would be the cause of us coming up short?
Because I would say because Luka looks like how he did basically on that entire road trip, or the first 3 games before we went to even the New Orleans game. I think like the downhill stuff, he goes back to basically he looks like how he did last year. I think Austin looks like how he did against Minnesota, getting overwhelmed. And then I think LeBron, either he gets hurt or just like, I trust him to show up, but it's just how much can he actually give? And I think he'll just give what he can, and he'll be at a gas, pretty much.
How generous of Bron, man.
Oh, just give whatever he can.
It's a lot.
Okay, so we all agree, right?
So
no need for Jonathan to get upset with us. We all agree. Lakers
I
going to the
ain't gonna lie
finals.
to you. I think that Aiden shit is crazy.
That Aiden shit is
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Whoa.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You agree with it.
Whoa.
Okay.
He's not
Who's
top
your
20.
who's your team, sir?
The Bucks.
Oh, the Bucks. Get the hell out. No. The Bucks. Who we just had down by 40.
Y'all were down. It was as much as 31. It wasn't 40. What is up with y'all like being super hyper about
We
it?
still
What
won.
is going on?
Y'all won.
Y'all won. Y'all did win. Yes, absolutely.
I'm not gonna let you forget it.
He's better than
Once
your
you get down
center.
by 40,
was
nigga, we
looking
can
better
say
than
you
Giannis.
were getting
we weren't down.
You were getting
You
shellacked.
might as well have
That's
been
what
down
was
by
happening.
40.
We
You were
weren't
getting
down
the
by
purest of
40.
leather belt. That's what was happening.
Man, 31,
Since we are talking about the
Come
Lakers, I
on,
just want to put it
bro.
out there. We do have actually some super chats relating to the Lakers, so I might as well read them now. It makes sense.
Yeah.
The Trib one said both LeBrons are back. Gabe and Ruby are whack. Austin and Jacob Black. Lakers in 4. So the Trib one and Jonathan Fraser, they identify the same. He also said that at the end of the season, the ranking will be Bron, and Bron.
I like that guy.
Yeah. He then changed it to it would actually be KD, Harden, Bron, and Curry. So
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. He then said Domo, by the way. So you're back on the same team. And then he said Bron's the second best on the team. He helps us. And And then he asked another Lakers question. What would your starting lineup be for the Lakers? He wants Smart, Luka, Jake, Bron, and DeAndre Ayton, AR, Rui, Vando, and Maxey, hopefully off the bench. So he wants to bring an all-star off the bench.
Vando's not getting any more minutes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then he
I'm
said,
over
obviously,
that.
no Vando if he's not hitting corner shots. So there you go.
I
So,
fell for the trap
Also,
this
Reeves is
offseason with
not
the
coming
shooting.
off the bench.
so what would you guys Lakers lineup be? How would you line up?
Marcus, Luka, Austin, Bron, Aiden.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. I was, for like 2 games, I can't even say 2 games, but I liked what Jake was bringing, but he's just like too up and down, like way too up and down for me.
So a role player?
Precisely. But I would go, Luka, Austin, Marcus. No, actually, Andrew Wiggins, Bron, and DeAndre Ayton.
Thanks for coming up, Jonathan, man. I appreciate it. We might make it up for the trades, man. Appreciate you for pulling up. Thanks for tapping in with us.
No problem.
Work,
No
man.
problem.
Real talk. That's your boy, right? That's your boy, right?
You guys best friends.
My Laker brother. Yeah.
Ken10 asked, why are those the top 4? Bron's not over DeMar so far, in my opinion.
Who's going to tell me?
Okay, who's next? Who's next on the agenda? Hunter. Talk to me. Do you have something you wish to get off?
I don't know if it's really. I guess it's an agenda because it's my team, but I think the Nuggets are going to win 65 games this year.
How many?
I think we're at 10. We're 10-3 right now. I think at the level Jokic is playing right now, I think so far he has been the best player in the league. I think the way Murray has started the season has helped, even though he's had some waning moments. But I know as the year gets going, he tends to get better longer the year. Aaron Gordon is definitely the big one. I think this season he's shown a lot of effort defensively, and that shot is, amazing for us. I think Cam Johnson will get better. I think last game was probably his best game against the Bulls. He hit 5 of 7 from 3, his best offensive output, and he's been pretty good defensively so far for us. Christian Brown, I expect him to get better. I don't know a whole lot if his 3-point shooting will get to a level where it'll be respectable enough, but I do expect his transition, offense to be there with Jokic throwing outlets and stuff. But I think the big reason that this is possible is because of our bench. Even if they're not playing at a net positive level, if it's just at like a -2 or a -1, not the fucking 66-9 that was, which I don't expect to happen again. But I think just them being able, like J-Val is so huge, even if he's not producing a whole lot, him soaking up minutes for Jokic is amazing for us. THJ has generally been one of the best offseason pickups so far. He's probably been our, I would say, 5th or 4th best player this year so far. He came in off the bench in that Minnesota game and had his best game. That shooting he provides off the bench he is our MPJ now. He'll shoot anything. Bruce Brown has been good defensively. He'll wane offensively. Sometimes he won't make shot, but defensively, especially him getting around screens and stuff so far, I've liked. What else do we have? Trying to think. But a lot of that, I do also expect us to have the best offense in the NBA, depending on what the Lakers do. I think that's the one just because they have so many weapons. But I think the Nuggets system and how they play offense, is just a lot better than almost every team in the league, especially with their personnel. And I think the defense this year has been a really good, apart from, last game. But, Jokic providing that defensive impact this year that he wasn't last year, I think it's probably the best defense he's played in his career. And it's showing because the Nuggets were not so long ago ranked 2 in the NBA. I don't know how sustainable that is. But I expect it to be at minimum a top 10 defense this year because everyone's putting the effort in. Peyton Watson is another one. His bench defense has been amazing. So I expect the Nuggets to be up there. I expect 65 wins. Or not expect, but I think
that's still the 2 seed, right? 65 wins.
Yes, I think OKC will win.
Thank you.
They'll probably win.
Thank you,
They probably
07.
come close to the record.
Per dunks and threes, they have actually been at the 13th spot. So 13th best defense per dunks and threes. Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna do per dunks and threes, but that didn't help the agenda when I was gonna say because the Rockets have the best offense, but per dunks and threes the Nuggets do. So I have to pick and choose. I can't.
The Rockets don't fell to the 4th. The Rockets fell to the 4th.
Just be inconsistent like the original.
But per cleaning the glass, the Rockets do have the best offense. There you go. Perking in the glass. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of that is projection for how the year goes along, because a lot of our shooters aren't shooting. Like Cam Johnson started off the year horribly, and then last game 5 for 7. Apparently, he just needed to get injured and come back, and now he's buffed. So I don't know. And then I do think like the Bulls game, or I muted myself, but the Bulls game was horrific defensively. There was no one really doing anything. It's definitely Jokic's worst. It's probably his second worst game of the season, even though he put up those offensive numbers, but his defense was probably the worst defense he's played this season, which 13 games in, you'll take that, you know. But I do, that is more of a projection kind of thing. But I do think that this roster is buying in. I think Adelman has done a great job so far as coming in as the coach, taking up for Ramon, especially from the playoffs last year. I do think there are a lot of things that the Nuggets can do better. I think defensive rotations and all of that. Some of it might be, you know, a little hard to get because Jokic is definitely not the most athletic person. He can't move around. So you are limited defensively, but I think they do have a lot more athletes on the roster that can make up for that they didn't have in years past. And then I do think once shooters start hitting their shots, it's just like, at what point, like, what do you do, you know, against that?
60. They're currently on pace for 63 wins. And I would argue you guys have had a very favorable schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So 65 might be pushing it, but I do think you guys will be the 2 seed. But I think you would agree that your season success is more predicated on the playoffs as opposed to how many wins you can get in the regular season. So I think you know what I'm going to ask. But do you have you guys winning the championship?
I do, because I am biased. I do think OKC. I do think there's only 2 teams that can beat us, and it's OKC and the Rockets. I want to watch and see more of the Rockets to what they do, but I know OKC. Obviously, I know the challenges they present, especially defensively. But I do think we have the best personnel to beat OKC. I do think our offense runs in a way to where it can open things up against that defense, especially when healthy. But, you know, I think that goes 6 or 7 games. I'm not saying, you know, I am saying we win because we won the championship, but it wouldn't surprise me if they lost, obviously. But I think the Rockets one is a little more interesting. I'd have to watch more, and especially we have the game on Friday coming up, so that'll be a litmus test. And we don't play the Thunder till February, so I'll have to see. But for now, yes, I do. A lot of it is Nuggets bias. I am a Nuggets fan, but at the same time, I don't think it's crazy to say that they do.
I respect the honesty and the humbleness of understanding that they're not like this unfazable figure. Right? I respect it. I do think as well, the more that I'm sitting back and not hating on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, this is a really good basketball team, man. I think this offense is like, what makes it so scary is the fact that I'm seeing stretches where Jokic isn't on the floor, and like Aaron Gordon's scoring aggression is like ramping up, like that necessary shot taker. Now, you don't have to shoot the best during that stretch, but just being willing to take those shots when you're open, I think is like very valuable. And I think some teams in the Western Conference are going to lack that when their stars are off the floor, or lack the ability to create those opportunities, as well as the Nuggets. And I think that that's what's going to carry them throughout the playoffs. I actually think that they're still better than the Rockets. This stuff that I'm seeing from them in terms of like offensively, I just don't think it's sustainable in the postseason, outside of like KD's shot making and Sengun's like post
offensive rebounds and sustainable.
No, I think the offensive rebounding is, but I don't think the 3-point shooting is. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, but it's cool.
Another point. I do think that the Nuggets having the ability just to go on runs with the bench unit, with Jokic not on the floor, is something we haven't had since probably when we won. Like, just being able to like be down and then, or maybe still be up, and your bench going to run to extend the lead is something this team has not had in a very long time. And that, you know, and on those days, it's like, especially if the starters are playing well, it's at that point, like, what do you do? Like, their bench is beating us, and then they bring probably the best starting 5 in basketball back onto the court. So I think a lot of this is on because of all the acquisitions we have made on the bench, and I think you've seen it as this season has gone on, how huge they've been for us.
Oh
I
my
think
God,
y'all
Jokic
probably
is
have the
back.
best chance of beating OKC in the Western Conference. However, I don't think that automatically grants you the second best team in the West. I just think that y'all are the best matchup for them. But I do see teams like Houston presenting y'all with some issues. The
That's
Lakers,
the
I'm even
interesting
going to
one.
throw. I'm going to throw us in there because I do think y'all have just as hard of a time guarding us as we have guarding y'all, and we'll see which offense prevails. But I definitely don't think y'all can guard us with all three of our offensive players on the court at one time. But I do think y'all have the best opportunity to beat OKC. 65 wins. I'll go 58-60. 65 isn't off the board for y'all, though. For sure, y'all are definitely capable of doing that. But yeah, I think y'all are amongst the second tier, at the top-ish of that second tier in the West after OKC.
I think a lot of that win total does also has to do because this team does have a lot of vets on it, so the effort might wane as the regular season goes on, especially towards the end if they already have kind of that second or third locked up, or if they're not in a battle for a second. I would imagine they might start resting guys and that win might go down. But I do think this team has the talent to do it. I think when they're on, I don't think anybody will be able to beat them when everything clicks.
I mean, I think that's every
That's every team.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's speaking for his team.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, thanks Hunter for
Thank
spreading
you
the
for
Denver propaganda.
having me on. Always here to
appreciate
a good
it.
word of Nikola Jokic.
Hey man, the Denver fans over here aren't too bad, man.
You
Hunter's
see
a
the
cool
super chats
guy.
I send on the panel?
Yeah, see,
You know,
I come on the sane audience. Thank you
Jokic
very much.
Glazer's a cool guy. Wild name,
Hey,
but
hey.
cool guy.
Yeah, Jokic Glazer is a cool guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's back.
You know
Jokic
one
Glazer
thing
is a
though,
cool guy.
I got a Michael Porter Jr. jersey for my fucking birthday, and we traded him. Every
No,
single
wow.
jersey I have ever bought for any of the sports players I have gotten traded. Happened with
Yeah,
Aaron
Jokic jersey, and watch him
Lewinsky.
get traded to the Lakers.
No. You will see me on the news. It won't be good. Not doing all that.
But anyway, yeah, thanks Hunter for pulling up
Thank
and
you
spreading
very
the
much.
Denver love. I don't know who's next. I'm gonna go to who are we gonna go to? Titan, are you with us?
Yes, I am here.
Do you have something you would like to go off?
It's kind of it's kind of like a take that like breaks down. Like basically, I think right now, the four best. I think Jokic is in his own like tier. Then I've got Shea and Giannis,
Jokic Glazer.
and then I've got no. Listen. I don't like Jokic, bro. Like I do not like the guy, but this nigga is crazy, bro. He's crazy. Like, are you not seeing this shit? Like, last year I was kind of like, I was like deluding myself into Shea's the best in the world takes, but like, nah, it's kind of peak. I think like all time, these are the only players that have above Jokic, right? MJ,
Yes.
Braun,
Okay.
Hakeem,
Okay.
Shaq,
Okay.
Wilt, Bill Russell.
Yes, nice.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone I'm missing. Can you bring up some names and I'll see if I like agree.
Duncan, Kobe,
Curry.
I think peak for peak, yeah. I think he's better than Kobe. Is that crazy? I think he's better than Kobe. Peak for peak.
Is that crazy? Let's go around the room. Is that crazy?
Obviously, I know this nigga. Real talk is fuming, bro. Real talk in shambles.
Real talk might not think
Real
it's crazy.
talk in shambles, bro.
Real
but
talk,
I've got.
Jokic peaks higher than Kobe. Is it crazy?
Hey, whatever you think, brother. I'm
Yeah, at this point, everybody's better than Kobe. Let's move on.
No, guys. I'm not. I love Kobe, bro. But Jokic is.
Everybody gotta start off with I love.
Everyone
Kobe
gotta love the person they hating on. Yeah, everyone gotta love the person they hating on.
Wait, guys.
Oh my god.
This is not Kobe hate, bro. I'm telling you, on my all-time list, Kobe's like top 10 somewhere.
Why does Kobe always be the one that gets
than
jabbed?
Kobe?
And why does he always got to be the one that gets put in these fights?
No,
Like,
I did.
That's
Bro,
what
I
I
just
was
said the
saying.
name.
anybody else we could
But to be fair,
find?
he asked for other names. I asked Duncan and Kobe, and then he said he thinks Jokic peaked higher than Kobe.
I didn't
He
like
didn't
call me
say
a
if he
different
peaked higher.
Kobe. Like I didn't call me a different Kobe. I love
Why is
Kobe's
he
great.
better
Kobe's
than
great.
Did Jokic peak higher than Tim Duncan?
Shit. I think, bro. I think it go either way. To be honest, I
So
think I
Tim
can see
Duncan
either
also
way.
peaked higher than Kobe. So Tim Duncan also peaked higher than Kobe.
I
Did
think so. I
Jokic peak
think
higher
so.
than Kareem? Yeah, did Jokic peak higher than Kareem?
No, I don't think so.
Steph?
Because no,
There's no way.
deeper.
There's no way he didn't.
Listen. Because Steph, the thing about Steph is offensive like player, right? Both the defense doesn't like really matter to me in this convo. Steph and Jokic. I think if Jokic continues like he is this season, because I'm just doing peaks, I'm not doing all time, I'm just doing like peaks, right? Because bro, this efficiency is wild. Although the last few games it's kind of been his efficiency has not been that good. So I actually can like, but if we do last season, then I'll just do last season then. I think Steph probably peaked higher then. Steph probably peaked higher than Jokic. I think Jokic peaked higher than KD though.
What about Magic and Bird?
Bro said Magic and Bird. No. Jokic, Magic, and Jokic peaked way higher, way higher.
No.
Okay, so it sounds it sounds
Back
like
in-
you have
real talk.
Jokic peak high.
no.
That's it. I don't know where, but you said MJ, Braun, Shaq, Hakeem, Bill Russell. That's 6.
We got to like 12 names.
Steph would be 7. And then you said Duncan he could go either way, so we'll say 7.5. And then Kareem would be 8.5. So it sounds like you have Jokic's peak at about 9.
Did he say Shaq? He said Shaq, right?
Yeah, he said Shaq. He sounds like you have Jokic peak around 9. I'm not going to ask about Kevin Garnett. So yeah, it sounds like you have,
Kevin Garnett. Fuck.
I mean, we asked
KG.
about Kobe. Let's might as well ask about KG. Fuck it, we're here. We're here.
Oh yeah, shit. Who peak high? Jokic or KG?
KG.
Okay, so that's 9.
That KG. I'm thinking KG, bro. Loki. I'm thinking KG.
So KG peaked higher than Kobe too.
When did you watch? How old are you? Wait, stop. Wait. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 18, bro.
You're 18? Okay.
18.
I'm
18 as well. What's that? 2006?
Wait, time out. Wait. How much 04 Kevin Garnett have you seen?
That's 2003.
You know that Thinking Basketball video?
Yeah, bro. No. Listen. Year 8 lockdown. Year 8 lockdown. Oh, you guys don't do that. You're American. What's that like? 9th grade in America?
When he was about 13.
Yeah, when about 13. Those lockdown videos. That was prime time. That's when I watch that's when I used to go back and watch all the old stuff. And when I watched that shit, I used to think this Magic guy is a bum. He's just not good. But like, yeah, I think I have I've got Jokic over Kobe though. Kobe's cool though, but like
Kobe's cool.
Yeah, Kobe cool.
Guys.
Kobe cool. Yeah, he cool.
No,
So yeah,
for me, right?
He's got Jokic at the 10th peak and Kobe at like 16. So yeah.
No. Hey, shit. If we're doing this, yeah, I low-key think. Nah, let me not say that. Real talk will speak.
You started now.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what was happening now?
No, for me, right, when I look at Kobe, Kobe's more like he's like a longevity guy. You know what I mean? I feel like if you can argue a lot of peaks over Kobe, in my opinion.
When do you think
Kobe
facts. A lot of them. Yeah, I agree.
A lot of them.
When do you think Kobe's peak is?
I think I think all the names I've mentioned, I think after that he's probably next, right? Like I can't even think of anyone else. Yeah, I can't even think of anyone else better than.
Why is KD
Shea Loki, but
yeah, Shea Loki. Facts.
Not as high, but like.
What did that dude ask? What did that dude ask?
I said, why is KG just over Kobe for him? Like, I want him to explain.
Because KG's like that. Have you seen his box plus minus on 04?
I mean,
you need me
can
to tell you
pass,
what
can pass, rebound.
I'll tell you what it was. KG in 04 had a 10.2 box plus minus. Kobe could never. Yeah,
Kobe
that's
could
what it
never.
was. He couldn't. Kobe peak box plus minus 7.6. Ugh. There's levels to this.
God, we're
So
dead.
yeah, that's the reason.
Have you seen Jokic 20? Have you seen Jokic 20 BPM on thinking on that one guy? What's like Jimmy Harrell and shit? Jokic the GOAT, bro. Go for
I didn't
it.
watch that
Best of all
video, but I
time.
knew box plus minus was. But yeah, was that what you wanted to get off? Jokic being the best player of all time?
Oh shit, Loki Giannis as well. I think Giannis Loki, Giannis and Jokic, bro, like hand in hand in my opinion, to be honest.
Oh, so Giannis beats higher than Kobe as well? Giannis beats higher than Kobe as well?
Oh my god.
Oh fuck, I'm not Kobe here. This sounds crazy. Wait. I'll come back next week. I'll go do some research, and I'll
come back
I'll
next week with a list of everyone who you think peaked higher than Kobe.
You never know. Kobe might go higher. You might go higher up. You might go higher up. You never know.
Yeah, we'll find out. Just come back next week with a list of everyone who peaked higher than Kobe. That's what we want. Yeah, the list. That might be even the title of the show.
Draymond Green over Kobe. Draymond Green.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for joining.
Oh man.
Who's next? Casual. Talk to me. Do you have anything you're wanting to go?
Nah, man, my brain is fried from that. I go with you. I don't got.
I think he was cooking. Shout out to the British ball knowledge, man.
I feel like we get to this point where we start ranking players that we didn't. Kobe was more than just a statistical like standard. Kobe was more than just a volume scorer. And especially like if you don't know exactly what that league was at that time, the rules that were implemented, the style of play that was like the going rate at that time, you won't appreciate Kobe's abilities. What he crafted his skill set towards was to dominate a league that was not intended for him to dominate. I don't think people understand that. And I'm saying all of this. I'm saying all of this to say I think stats.
Sounds like a lot of it.
I'm saying all of this to say I think stats is overrated. I'm getting to the point where I'm finna say that stats shouldn't matter to you casuals, and that's the casual saying this. I think stats don't matter. They actually don't, because there's no way that you're gonna sit here and name all of these names just simply, especially KG. Like, hey, you having a reach for what did you say? Box plus minus to put this thing.
Okay, first of all, KG's game goes beyond box plus minus. Let's not disagree.
I agree, but like none of those things he voiced. None of those things. And that is like I'm disappointed, low key, in what I just.
You guys gonna just have to stop disrespecting KG's peak. That's all it is.
Y'all gotta stop disrespecting Kobe's peak.
Nah, you guys just go acknowledge that shit not that good, but like it's cool. Like he said, it's cool. But so your claim is that stats don't matter. I think stats matter for what they do. I just think people misrepresent their purpose. Like stats are. I think recording what happens is important. Like that's what stats do. They tell you how many rebounds someone got. They tell you how many assists someone got. Now, I would argue that assists, based on what they call assists, probably don't actually matter that much. But like points, they tell you how many points someone scored, how many shots they made, how many they missed, free throws, all of that stuff. I think that's cool to know just how many, like what was happening in the game. Now, advanced stats, I think using advanced stats when you don't understand how they're calculated throws me off. Also acting as if they're objective throws me off.
Russell Westbrook comes to mind.
Yeah, but I think I agree they don't matter. Like especially like the advanced ones, they don't matter. But that doesn't mean that they aren't representative of something. I think is where I'm at. But they don't like inherently mean something, I guess.
When I say that they don't matter, and it was funny enough, I think I did a video on this. I think when it comes to stats, a lot of people weigh it in before they actually watch these players perform. So, like for instance, like I know that in the subsection of like YouTube, there's a bunch of Bron haters that use 06, 07, 08, 09, 2010 to diminish who LeBron was without actually giving proper context of who he was as a player at that time period. Now, it's not to say he was a perfect player, but just blindly pointing to field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, it dropped off against this team, why he didn't do that, and not giving proper context of who he's facing in those particular series or what his play style was and how it developed over the years. I feel like that's being disingenuous to just being a basketball fan at that point. Like, I feel like some of these things, like when we talk about Giannis's development, do you understand how boring it would be if we just mentioned his points, rebounds, assists on a year-to-year basis and didn't mention the things that he did during that time period, like how he got moved from a small forward to a shooting guard to a point guard to part-time center to power forward? Like, do you understand how boring that shit would be? And these fans think that that actually is like a viable way to talk the sport. Like, that's fun. That's not what stats were built for. Stats were built to validate what you see, to confirm what your eyes is telling you. It's not meant for you to base your opinion off of and then dismiss what you're seeing. To the dude's point that was mentioned in the eye test and how that is like overrated to a certain degree. I agree with you, but in most of these conversations that we have, you have to point to the eye test because these niggas be so damn disingenuous with these stats.
Yeah, people be disingenuous with their eyes.
The reason why I don't argue it anymore is because, like, if you're gonna come to whatever conclusion that you want to come to, so fair, whatever, I have always been, I have to watch players play, and then I take into account their talent and their skill set. And for people to continue to point to efficiency when we're playing in a more efficient environment, it's like, I guess, bro, if SGA is better than Kobe because he's +6 in this era of basketball and Kobe was only a +3, then fair's my guy. If you think that the shot tendency has nothing to do with the offensive environment in today's game, there's a reason why Kobe and Tracy McGrady are shooting these long twos, because number one, it was during that time in that era of basketball, people thought those were good shots, and then they would just turn those into threes, which they could shoot threes at a good clip, especially Kobe as we go to like 07, 08. He's proven to be a solid pull-up three-point shooter. Or if you go to 06 and say, oh, but Kobe wasn't playing defense in 06. But then we also see him being able to play better defense in 08 when he's an older player, or even 09, he's playing better defense in 09. And then we're just going to ignore the fact that, you know, he's playing on a bad team in 06. I don't really go to, usually, especially if you've had success early on in your career, when you're playing on a bad team, more times than not, probably going to stop playing defense. That's just kind of how that goes. Kevin Garnett, for example, did not have the luxury of enjoying success in his career early on. And he was on that bum-ass team. And so he gave that bum-ass team maximum effort as much as he could because he needed to, because he hadn't enjoyed the spoils of success before. There's a reason why after LeBron won a few championships, he stopped playing defense. Not that he couldn't anymore, but then are we supposed to say, oh, 2016 LeBron or 2017 LeBron couldn't play defense? It's like, no, these people are outside of just people that create stats. They're human beings. I think that gets lost in translation. That is human nature. After I have fulfilled and conquered something, I'm probably not, especially during the mundane part of it, the regular season, I'm not going to be going out here going full throttle for these fucking 82 games when I've already been here, done that. I've won championships. I'm like, no, I'm not going to sit here and say LeBron James, yes, he didn't play defense all the time anymore. LeBron James in 2017 could play defense when called upon. So good. You can do that at 18. We saw it at 20. Like, it was. So I don't know. If you want to discuss basketball like that and not have any kind of context around these players and just be like, oh, in 06, when the team was ass, he had to average fucking 40 for these bum ass niggas to have a shot in the game. He wasn't playing all defensive level defense. Bears, you got it, pal.
And to the gentleman, Mondon, if I don't know if y'all got time, I just want to do this real quick. I'm going to share my screen. I just want you to see exactly a perfect example of this. To the dude Mondon who's saying that Kobe shot 32.7% from three for his career, by the way. We can't make hypothetical Kobe. That's fair. But what we also can't do is we also can't blindly look at these stats and act as if they are a valid, accurate depiction of who Kobe was or who any of these players was. Because this dude, and I did a video on this of Go James Kingdom improperly putting mid-range percentages, trying to make it seem as if Kobe actually wasn't as excellent of a mid-range shooter as we remember, and trying to flex as if LeBron or Allen Iverson or D Wade was taking as many mid-ranges, and all it took was a quick little research.
I have no beef with Go James Kingdom. Just put it out there.
And that's fine. And that's fine. I got love for Go James Kingdom. We're supposed to be doing the stream later tonight. But just to let you know, Kobe Bryant is having seasons where he's shooting 1, 2, 3, 4% higher than league average mid-range wise, while also taking. Let me see. Did I get that as well? While also taking. Oh, I don't think I got it. But he's taking 8, 9, 10, 11 at one season, 12 attempts in the mid-range. Things that D Wade, Bron, I think Allen Iverson probably cracked that, but D Wade and Bron didn't do. They weren't shooting it at that rate. So the fact that Kobe is able to shoot the percentage higher than them while taking the attempts higher than them in an offense that really should heed towards him not shooting that efficient, that's the reason why you don't just blindly look at stats, because it doesn't tell the full story. But you have to watch the games for you to know that, which hence why eye test does matter. But that's all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I told Real Talk I was going to go no longer than 2 hours. It's looking shaky. Amir, what did you want to go off?
Here, brother.
Hey, 1 hour 56. We can do this. Amir, what did you want to go off?
Okay. First of all, Will Chamberlain was the DeMarcus Cousins of the 60s. That's number one. But I'm not even going to get into that because I don't have the time.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah, Will Chamberlain was the DeMarcus Cousins of the 60s.
He doesn't like DeMarcus Cousins, by the way. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, he's like...
I can see what you're saying. I think you're wrong, but I can see what you're saying.
And then the take that you did want to talk about?
Yeah, the actual take is, I think, I know that this doesn't get talked about much now, but because a lot of people had a consensus about it because of how Kobe and Shaq lied a lot about it, to be honest. About if they never broke up, they would have won all of these championships. I don't think they would have won more than one extra. And that's, like, if they win 2, it would be the second one would be very circumstantial, which I think would go for the rest of their careers. Even if, like, Shaq retired and Kobe continued, I don't think he would have won either. So the reason is this, like, they broke up in 2004 and Shaq had an expiring contract, so they couldn't wait that year because they had to trade him. So I imagine he would have to resign for the max, right? And we know he declined like 2 years later. So you resign Shaq for the max in 2005. And that 2005 season, you look at the 2 years prior, they didn't win because they lost to the Spurs and the Pistons. These two teams go to the finals in 2005. And both are probably better versions than the ones that beat, or at least the Spurs are, like, clearly a better version than the 2003 Spurs. Because Barker and Ginobili are better players, whereas, you know, Shaq is on the decline compared to 2003, so it's safe to say that they would lose that series again. And 2006 is the one that I got them winning, because 2006 was just a good season overall. Like, I think Kobe and Shaq did that one. I think that is the only one they win. But if they got lucky in 2007, which is very unlikely because that was where Shaq, like, completely fell off. Not completely, but, like, he wasn't that guy anymore. I think, like, he wasn't getting double teamed anymore, and that was it. And at that point, you have two max players for that long in that era. By the way, that's something people don't talk about enough. In that era, you didn't have enough salary cap to sign good players next to two max contracts. If you have two max contracts, that's already the whole cap. You cannot sign a third player. Everyone else has to be either bird rights or minimum contracts. There's no one else. And they're all players that they three-peated with were old. And Derek Fisher left. So they don't have bird rights to any meaningful players. They don't have the cap to sign any meaningful players. And they have two max contracts occupying the whole cap. And Shaq is declining. Even if Shaq leaves, they will have to rebuild. They will have to take a long rebuild because, like how they did it in real life. So I think that would be done. Like, that would be one championship, and that was it.
I agree with
Real
everything
talk,
you
you're the
just said.
Lakers fan, so yeah, do you agree?
I agree. I don't. I never thought that like if they stayed together, they would have just been rattling off all these championships. Like it's nice to say. I mean, maybe off of the strength of like you said, like in '06 or in '07, Kobe just being dominant in those years. Um, because by the time we get to '08, I mean, Shaq is.
You might as well not have him on the
Disrespect Shaq.
team.
I mean, he was cool, bro, but like we ain't finna act like Shaq in '08 was like still Shaquille O'Neal. So all of these past '04, it would have been a lot of okay, how good is Kobe Bryant in these settings? And I mean, of course, he's good enough to get you some more championships and be the number one on the championship team. But I agree, '06 probably the year. '05, the Spurs were really good defensively. But Kobe does usually put belt to ass against the Spurs, so that would have been interesting to see.
And
'07 also against the Spurs, another belt to ass situation, quite possibly for Kobe, because we did it again in '08. So there's that. But yeah, outside of Kobe being amazing, I don't know because it's tough getting out that West. I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the salary cap situation. Like they were already cooked even after trading Shaq because of the salary they had to get in return. That team was really like even the role players they had to resign because they didn't have anything to sign any players outside. They signed Chris Mim for a hefty contract because they had to. They didn't have any other options. And that's what they kept doing these years. Like even before that, Devon George as well. They kept doing that with players who weren't going to help them win a championship. So I think that team was not good enough at all. Like they were already in a tough place to rebuild in the mid 2000s, even after trading Shaq. Now imagine if they keep Shaq. That way they won't be able to rebuild it all after Shaq, and that means they probably both retire with 4 championships, and their careers look worse, to be honest.
Well, I mean, I'd argue Shaq looks the same, but thank you. Yeah, sorry, Real Talk, for lying to you. We do have a couple people also in the back. So I don't know how I'm going to do this, but ideally, you guys don't have takes that take long to get off. I hope that's what you guys have. So yeah, thank you, Amir. I have a couple people in the back too. I have to get to everyone, so there you go. Hello, guys. Okay, Jokic Glazer, what would you like to say?
I just think
Kobe.
it's not about Jokic. It's not about Jokic, but I just think Steph. I do think Steph's peak kind of falls off when we're talking about the not in theory stuff and what happened. Like I think Mars, my question for you would be when you have like Steph by far the best guard peak of the 20th century, which I'm a in theory guy, so I have that. Like, are you taking into account that in 2016, after the all-time regular season, what happened in the playoffs and the injury stuff, and then some of the injuries in the playoffs in 2018 were like Harden arguably outplaying him in 2 of his peak seasons. Like, are you taking into account some of that stuff?
Postseason injury, somewhat, yeah. So like was it 2019 he hurt his hand, 2018 I think he missed the first round, 2017 he was healthy, 2016 postseason injury, 2015 he was healthy. So yeah, I'm factoring some of that in there. I do think you do have some durability questions with Steph. I do think his offensive impact in those years, if you want to go all the way to 2021, even in the playoffs when there is some slumps or some struggles, still would lend me to say he's the most impactful offensive guard of this century. But I do think that does hold him back. And I don't know if I said clear. I just think I said I'm comfortable with Steph. But maybe I did say clear. I don't remember my exact words. But yeah, I do think the postseason injury stuff definitely is relevant. And I do like that you acknowledge how well James Harden was playing in those Warriors series. You're one of very few people who do that. And contrary to popular belief, James Harden doesn't just play badly every time he's in a playoff game. So I do appreciate that.
I agree with you. That
acknowledgement.
Another narrative based off of stats only. Yeah, no. And even some of the stats doesn't say that he played bad. Niggas just.
Yeah, I've watched that 2018 Game 7 too many times to hear someone tell me James Harden played badly in that game. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Steph's peak. I do think the injury stuff is I do think the postseason injury stuff is relevant. I just don't think it brings his peak down all that much. I guess is where I'm at.
Okay.
So yeah. But once again, thank you. No Jokic agendas. Good work.
Okay.
Yeah, man, you're growing up, bro.
You too. Is O with us? I don't know how to
Olo.
Yeah.
Olo.
Olo.
Oh, what up? What's up, Casual? What's up, King Shy? What's up, Mars? What's up, Real Talk?
Good, man. What up, man?
Yeah, so I want to go back to that, circle around to that topic about the stats and the eye test. I do think that you got people that use one over the other, which is disingenuous to the game of basketball. Stats. Here's the thing that people get misconstrued with stats. So if you're gonna use stats, right? Don't just use points per game, rebounds, assists. Like if you're gonna be a stat merchant, which I disagree with, don't just use the box score. You should do your research on the advanced stats. And another thing I hate was when people just say advanced stats. I blame Mars. Now he doesn't do it in a negative way. He actually does his research. He knows what he's talking about, but he's influenced a lot of people in our age group to be like, oh, PER, look at his PER, look at his plus and minus, look at his true shooting. Oh my gosh, that true shooting gets thrown around like some salt, man. So I think that you also have people in the older generation and younger generation that they overdo the eye test thing. Like they think you got people that'll tell you that just because they would rather watch Ja Morant jump with a 50-inch vert and dunk on Wemby, that's better than a Luka or a Jokic. You got older guys that'll tell you because certain players don't have the mid-range fadeaway, post fadeaway, whatever you want to call it, like the Kobe's or the Jordans and the Birds, that they're not good. So I think that needs to be addressed in any debate, any conversation involving ball. Don't just tell me about no points per game or no rebounds or no assists, and don't be telling me about no PER where you don't even know what that is, or true shooting where you don't know what that is. You're just throwing these stats out. Don't be telling me about.
So what should people be telling you about? What do you want to hear?
I want to hear people that know what the fuck they talking about.
The fuck?
Yeah. Like how Mars, he knows all the advanced stats, but he actually knows what he's talking about. He's not throwing the stats out just to sound smarter. He does.
Y'all be letting these people like Mars.
I don't use that many advanced stats.
He does.
No. Here's the other thing they do. Not the numbers thing, right? But let's go back to this dumbass conversation we had earlier today on the panel with Marcus Smart and Alex Caruso.
When you was hating on Marcus,
here's what y'all let these people do, and I'm going to tell y'all, this is when you know or you should suspect you're being scammed. Anybody that starts just talking quickly and saying words that sound good together, you probably should raise a red flag. When I asked Mars to tell me why Marcus Smart is a better defender than Alex Caruso, and he just started saying words at a very quick pace, I said, yeah, this is some bullshit. Because number one, I already know that Mars doesn't believe that. I already know he doesn't.
I said I don't believe that.
I know, but what I'm saying is people get hypnotized by talking fast and words that have alliteration. I don't like it.
That is literally what I just
said. Words
said.
that have more than one syllable. I don't know. People get like, "Oh my god, did he say?" You know,
I'm gonna need y'all to check pen on portability. I'm tired of hearing that shit.
Respect portability. I don't even remember what I said about Marcus Smart being better than Caruso on defense. But I think I naturally speak fast. You just speak slow. Someone said that to you last week as well. You're just.
I know I speak slow.
Yeah,
you sometimes. Yeah,
I just speak fast. I don't know what you want me to do.
You're in conversation mode. You'll speak slower, right? But then when you try to make a point, you'll pick up the pace, right? That's number one to me because I've had to parse through my fair share of things in my lifetime. When people start talking quick, that raises an immediate red flag. I'm like, oh, you finna say you saying some bullshit. You saying a whole bunch of nothing right now.
I don't think I said nonsense when I explained that why Marcus Smart.
Do you remember what you said?
I spoke about Marcus Smart's activity in the lanes. I brought up deflections. I said that he's still quite high in the league in charges. And that was to address Damien's point that he's not drawing that many charges. So I said that. What else did I say? I said his switch ability and ability to draw offensive fouls on bigs is still really valuable. I said he doesn't have OKC's backline behind him like a certain Alex Caruso. What else did I say?
Alex was elite in
Chicago. They sound like good points so far.
Alex was elite in Chicago.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We're talking about what I said on the panel.
With Vucevic in the back line.
Whether or not I was right is besides the point. I'm talking about what I said on the panel.
He cooked. Hey, Mars, he cooked with Chicago because Vucevic. Oh, boy.
That's cool. He never said that while we were on the show today. Like, cool. Well, what else did I say? Yeah, I think I said that Marcus Smart's margin for error was smaller in terms of like. And that's similar to the OKC backline point. And I think that's pretty much all I said. Maybe I said it faster, but yeah, that's pretty much what I said.
Those are good points.
Yeah, and I still vehemently disagree that Marcus Smart's lateral quickness has fallen off. But it's cool.
I don't know what people be talking about.
It's easy to say when someone's old.
You know what?
Lateral quickness fell off. Yeah,
I found out something.
Out there. No one gonna question it.
I found out
no one gonna question it. Yeah, no one's gonna question it. Yeah.
About Marcus Smart.
An Achilles injury this year. This season, right now. This year.
Okay. And I can watch Marcus Smart get around screens, watch Marcus Smart keep ball handlers in front of him, and say, yeah, he hasn't declined laterally. Especially not to the point where I can say his on-ball defense is less elite. Not to the point of actual decline as an on-ball defender. No.
It's because of stats, Mars.
Well, there's no stats.
It's not
no. I'm saying no. I'm saying like. People have been looking at the fact that he's been on below average teams like the Wizards and the Memphis Grizzlies, and they're saying that he's washed because of it.
I could argue.
I think he was.
I could argue the Marcus Smart I saw in Washington was like damn near the best I'd seen him on defense. I can make.
Yeah, he was still. It's
cool.
He was still good in Memphis and Washington.
Yeah,
what year did he won the?
I wanted to ask you guys.
He won DPOY in 2022. Yeah.
Literally 3 years ago.
And I was very passionate. And I was very passionate against that DPOY.
Yeah, correct. I thought he was worse. 22, 23.
Okay.
So, but I didn't. That wasn't off a stat or anything. This is mind you. This is the time where I'm watching a lot of Boston because Jason Tatum is my favorite player in the league currently. So I'm watching a lot of Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart to me is not as good of a defender as he was in 2022. I didn't say he's not still a good defender, so he does still do a lot of these things at a very good level because he's starting off as a great defender.
I just don't see how he's got worse than them. But
I think he's like second in steals.
Yeah, I just don't know how he's got worse than them. I could make the argument that DeMarcus Smart, like once again, DeMarcus Smart I saw in Washington was the best defense I'd seen him play. So we just disagree.
I wasn't watching him in Washington.
No,
that's
he's
fine.
not.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
No, he's not.
But
He's
yeah,
not second. He's not second in steals. Actually,
but 23, Marcus Smart. Yeah, I'm not as high on that defense. I'll say that I'm not that.
I don't think he's 3 or 4.
Steals per game.
He's averaging what, like 2 steals? I mean, Case and Wallace is leading the league now.
Yeah, I know. I know. Case and Wallace and Dyson Daniels for sure are number 1 and 2. I don't know about the other 2.
Player stats.
This is like last week that I saw this, so it probably
off the top of my head,
first, Dyson is second, Trey Jones is third, Mikal and Marcus Smart are tied for 4th.
Where's OG Anunoby?
Right behind him.
Okay. Because I was about to say
Luka's right there as well. So shout out to Luka playing some defense.
I thought he don't play.
Surprise in the top 10. Yusuf Nurkic, 9th.
Ew.
Anyway. The next person. H2 Mess. What would you like to go? Well,
yeah. Thanks for having me on. My beef, I guess, is more so with Real Talk. It's not really a beef. It's more just I want some clarification because he seems very and just to I suppose be upfront about it. I am also a Jokic Glazer, but I think I'm a lot more fair than the other guy. And so I just want to
acknowledging this with a smile on our face. What is going on?
He knows what he is. Let him
hide it.
I admit it. I want to admit it straight up. You know, I don't deny it. You know, there's no point in being in the closet about it. But I just want to say, when it comes to like Real Talk, you know, you sometimes you'll it's kind of like Mars, where you sometimes just say things very very adamantly, very bluntly on Twitter. And you said that Luka is just the best passer in the NBA. And I just wanted to know, like, why you think he's a better passer than Jokic.
I think that Luka's the better passer simply because I think he makes more home run passes. And I know that Jokic, you know, has more rim assist frequency and stuff like that. So you could argue those are more home runs. But I feel like a lot of Jokic's passes are also more or less complex, in all honesty. Like, he is a great passer, but a lot of these reads are, okay, I'm doubled, I have a great shooter that's right here, boom, okay, you're doubling from the dunker spot, here's Aaron Gordon, bam. It's a lot of quick hit actions where I feel like Luka is more so manipulating these things in the defense and then throwing somebody open, or his scoring gravity is causing somebody to be open. Like that pass he threw to, it's 2 passes that come to mind. That pass he threw to Austin Reeves, I believe it's against either the Warriors or
a wide open 3-point attempt.
Correct. But the reason why it was open is because nobody thought that pass was available for Luka once he's under the basket. And Austin Reeves isn't even really in his line of vision. He's on the damn near top of the key, slightly to the left. Like, he made that possible with the drive to the hoop. I'm not saying, to me, it's definitely a conversation, but I don't like when Jokic people act like it's for sure Jokic.
I do think it's for sure Jokic. So
yeah, you see what I'm saying? So yeah.
Like, I mean, the thing for me is, like, when it comes to scoring gravity, I don't really factor that in pretty much at all in passing. That's more of a playmaking thing. I think passing is a part of playmaking. I hate when people say that passing isn't a part of playmaking. Like, passing is a part of it. It's just, when I'm looking at passing, I'm just looking at really just moving the ball from here to here, and I factor in vision as well. And when it comes to Jokic versus Luka, I just feel like I'm watching them, and like I recently went through like all of Jokic's assists through his whole career, and I've been trying to do the same thing with Luka. And like I see your point about the like kind of reading ahead sort of thing, but I feel like the main difference to me is that with Jokic, I think the best way to explain it is, like, when I'm watching the game, I have like an aerial view, like we all have an aerial view, and we can see everything that's happening on the court. And so, like, when I see like an open player, I'm already anticipating, okay, so Luka has the ball, that guy should get it. And I get that, like, he might be getting doubled or, you know, the pass might be difficult, but like, I can anticipate this is where the ball is supposed to go. And like Luka does a really good job of executing that. So he has the blueprint and he executes it better than like 99.9% of players in NBA history. The difference, though, to me is Jokic also does that, but like Jokic kind of rewrites the blueprint and he basically reveals that there was someone open who wasn't supposed to be open. Like there's a couple of passes that I can think of where there's this one pass against the Grizzlies, I think in 2022, where Jokic is going up against Steven Adams, or he gets the ball in the perimeter. He drives in on Steven Adams. He like, I don't know if you've seen the pass, but like it's like, it blew my mind when it happened. He's driving in and then he goes up and like by all intents and purposes, no one is open. Like there's a pretty obvious pass, I think, on the like left wing. And Ja Morant is like in the paint, like he's like at the free throw line. And then Aaron Gordon is like right under the rim. Jokic is driving to the rim and whatchamacallit, someone is like right behind Aaron Gordon, but Jokic just passes it to Aaron Gordon anyway. Like he just doesn't care that the rim is covered. Like he just passes it right in front of Steven Adams, just throws like the ball just goes right around his head and he just passes it to Aaron Gordon anyway. And then Ja Morant thinks the ball is going to the 3-point line. I feel like Luka is more likely to have made the pass to the 3. And that's the kind of thing like there's not a huge separation, but to me, the slight difference is Jokic is basically exposing something that even me, who sees the thing from an aerial view, I have the better angle. And he's showing that this guy was open when even I didn't even think he was going to be open. That's the big difference.
I could definitely like name a few examples when I've seen Luka do that as well. There's a play against Phoenix, I will never forget this, where Luka, I believe, is running a ball screen and he comes off the ball screen to the right and he jumps, and so they've pre-tagged the roller, right? And so there's a defender splitting the 2 on the weak side between the wing and the corner. Okay. Luka, they tag the roller, the one that's splitting the 2 on the weak side, right? He's anticipating that the pass is going to the wing because that's typically where the pass goes, especially if he's already his man is the corner man. Luka jumps and throws the ball to the corner, knowing that guy, because they've tagged the roller, thinks I'm passing it to the wing. And he's literally passing it to his man. So the defender is rushing out here to the wing. And then we get a wide open corner 3 because Luka already knew that this guy, not only did he not pass it to the roller because of the tag, he also skipped the skip to make the better skip because he was already rotating to the. I was like, okay, bro. So this is some. I think both players are doing a lot of the same thing. Like you said, it's not like a huge gap or anything. It's just they're both amazing passers. I just think that Luka, again, is more of a home run hitter. But I do think I'll say this, as far as if I were making a Jokic case, it would be that, number one, I think Jokic is probably more willing to pass the ball. And I think that although Luka may hit more home run passes, I think the simple shit, they get him the ball, quickly moving it, they get it. Okay, yeah, if you do cut and you do beat your man by a half step, I am going to throw you the ball. Like the easy stuff, I think Jokic feasts on that a lot more than Luka. So to me, that would be the route of going, that Jokic is a better passer. But as far as like the throwing stuff that I didn't even know was open, I definitely seen Luka do that a handful of times.
Yeah,
but I'm with you, though.
The home run thing is like, to me, when it and this is the reason why, like, I think highly of Giannis as a passer, but like every single time, like whenever I watch the games, like he had the 18 assist game, and I hadn't watched that game, but it's the moment I saw the 18 assists, I was like, I bet you 14 of those are the threes. And what do you know? When I look at the assists and they're like all the threes, and it's not to say that, you know, passing to a three isn't valuable, but it's just when I think of passing to a three versus passing to a layup, when like obviously I'm not like a D1 athlete. I'm not, I can jump pretty high, but I'm not a D1 athlete. I've never played basketball at a crazy level, but when I play pickup, there's a big difference between like if someone drives into the paint and then they kick it out to me and I'm wide open. There's a big difference between like I feel like if I hit that shot, even if they drove into the paint, they collapse the defense, and I'm wide open, have a really easy shot, I still feel like if I hit that shot, that's on me, because at the end of the day, it's still a 28-foot, 27-foot shot, and it's a difficult shot no matter how open I am. Everyone could be off the court, and it would still be a difficult shot. Whereas when you create a layup, you have to hit that like it's a wide open layup. And so to me, like a home run is a layup. I never look at like someone passing it to someone for a three and thinking like you have to hit that, because a three, even if it's Stephen Curry, a three is only going to go in. You expect a three to miss more often than it goes in. You never expect that of a layup. So that's my big thing. It's not really about rim assists specifically, because rim assists, there's a lot of things that go into like how many rim assists the player gets. So I know Jokic pretty much always has more rim assists, but it's not really about the rim assist specifically. It's just, I just feel like he's throwing people open, but also for shots that basically should be a guarantee to go in for the most part. But it's not like I said, like on the perimeter, I think, like they're both incredible skip passers. Luka's a way more prolific one, but I don't know. I just think that that's the big separator to me, but I don't really have a problem with someone having Luka over. I just think, to me, like I'm just still comfortable with Jokic being the better passer, but playmaking is different. I think playmaking is very close, but just pure passing, like just moving the ball from here to here. Yeah. But that's all.
I mean, and then you could also argue that like Jokic being a big that has more value, and when he's operating on which is why he has such high rim frequency assists, because he's dragging the big out of the paint majority of the time, and now all of this action is available in the paint, and cutters are able to cut, and all the space is available.
But you could also say that Luka being a guard means that there's always a big on the court, and because Jokic is the big, he's not passing to another player. Like he's occupying the big spot, and bigs typically are the best finishers. So Jokic doesn't have like as many high level finishers to pass it to. He's typically passing it to a guard, so it's less likely for him to get the rim assist itself. But then there's also the counter with that.
Yeah, I mean, but there's no rim protection, and
like I said, there's like it goes both ways. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there's counters both ways.
Yeah.
Luka passed. You guys went eye test for eye test. I think that was cool.
Yo, real talk. I had a question, bro.
Oh, everyone got beef with real talk. Okay, go ahead.
Nah. I fuck with real talk.
Go ahead.
I'm in the playbacks. You feel me? I fuck with agenda talk, but I just want to know, like, when did this Steph Curry hate start? You see, I put my profile pic as LeBron so I could go in disguise type shit. When did this Steph Curry hate like begin? Because I be seeing you like move mad weird with Curry. I just don't be getting it.
How do I move, man?
Steph hate origin stories.
Go ahead. It doesn't take much for you to move someone above Steph or start talking about Steph. Like I remember on playback a few days ago before the 250 balls, you were like, "Is Steph a great player still?" I'm like, "What are we talking about?" Like, I don't get it.
Some of that is trolls, because y'all do be in my mentions and whatnot anyway, so I might as well give y'all what y'all looking for. I think Steph Curry is obviously still a great player, but what y'all deem as disrespect, I just don't. Right? I don't think that me anticipating. Again, I'm so upset that Donovan Mitchell wasn't having this season last year, because then that would have been a prophetic take of mine. But he wanted to be ass last year, so shout out to Donovan Mitchell. But like me saying D Mitch is better than a 36, 37-year-old to me isn't all that crazy. Me thinking that Cade is going to finish the year being better than Steph Curry to me is not all that crazy.
I get what you mean, like you're trying to like project, but like that's what I feel like you don't be trying to project with niggas like that unless it's Steph. Like I get, like you said you had LeBron and KD over Steph? Like, were you talking about and Harden? Apparently, were you talking about better player or who's having a better season? Because I don't understand how Harden or KD would be better players than him.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so if I say KD's better than him, well, oh my
Like,
God, you're
like
being
it's not, I'm
weird.
not saying it's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm not saying it's crazy. It's just I remember you literally said like less than maybe 2 weeks, a week and a half ago. You're like, Steph's just better. He just impacts the game in more ways. This is like a week and a half ago, literally.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
So like I'm saying,
It
how does it
was.
take so little to switch on Steph? But everybody
Because
else,
I too can be swayed by a Steph Curry high. I'm not gonna lie. Them highs be high, bro.
that was before
Them
the
highs be high, bro.
that was before the 250 pieces.
Yeah, he ain't have
I know, but
51
he
since the
already had
Avengers.
like 40 something against the Nuggets, didn't he?
Yeah, but
Did. Yeah, that was his
it was
other good
coming.
game.
It was coming after. Like this was the same time you were like, you was talking about the Cade shit, and I was like, I didn't get it either. You were like, you said he was gonna finish over in rest season. You could project that, and then when somebody asked you about KD, you were just like, yeah, Steph's just better, and he just does more than KD, and then that was before the 250 balls. Almost
That
another
was
40.
also after I saw KD get I'm not gonna use a certain word because we're on Mars platform, but against OKC, I thought KD went out extremely weak. So I was very reactionary of my KD disrespect as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they've both had some lows. I believe like KD's had three. I would say three, like three bad games. I would say Steph
They
has
were
had
all in a row too.
yeah, something like that. The Spurs one wasn't good. The OKC one wasn't good. I can't recall the other ones, but I would think Steph had like four. I would say like four objectively bad games that I watched. And I was like, nah, he didn't play well. But and the highs have been higher than KD. That's why I was just confused.
I
Like,
will say this: I do still like take into consideration if the question is who would I want in a playoff setting right now between Steph and KD. I'll probably pick Steph.
Mhm.
But in a regular season setting, I do think Kevin Durant's better. So however you want to judge that, you know.
That's why I was kind of confused on your like just who's better. 'Cause when I think of like better, I'm thinking not just regular season, but like kind of like you said, like who would I want in a postseason series? And I would take Steph over like a Harden or KD, which was why I was confused. I'm like, how does such little like I
Yeah,
guess
I'll
yeah.
take Steph over Harden in playoffs too. I just because at that point when we get to playoff basketball, for me, when KD's now more prone to some bad games, and so is Harden. So now all of that Steph offensive gravity shit matters more because if he is playing bad, I do think he is that, and that's what I was basically saying then. Like, oh yeah, Steph is affecting the game more than Kevin Durant. Like, I do think if Kevin Durant's not playing a good game, suppose Steph's not playing a good game in a playoff situation, I do think Steph is still probably impacting his offense more than Kevin Durant.
Mhm.
And same goes with Harden. But I do think that KD is like quite definitively a better regular season player than Steph now. And I would probably say that about Harden as well.
I
And
would
then if Steph is getting going to the playoffs and not able to finish playoff runs, I don't really know how he then wins arguments.
wait. What you mean?
He can't
I
stay
mean,
healthy
guy,
for a postseason run.
yeah.
I mean, that was one. It was a hammy, bro. Like that shit was just mad unexpected. It just I don't remember the last time he didn't finish a postseason run due to injury. It was just a fucking what do you call it? Just some random thing, bro. But I get what you mean about the regular season thing because KD has a nice floor. I know people like to have that, especially in the regular season. Like he's pretty consistent. So I would see your case there, but I wouldn't think it's huge gap regular season wise either. Because once Steph had like actual competent help last year, and they made a move for a second ball handler. It was pretty great. So, but I get
Oh
what you.
yeah, that's also the other argument I don't like when Steph fans use. I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh my God.
Kevin Durant and LeBron are better with lesser talent as well, and that's not an excuse for them to play bad. It's never an excuse. You can't tell me that he's this like top 10 bordering top 5 player and then he gets to play ass-tastic because Jimmy Butler's not on the team. Like
But KD had
trying.
severely more offensive help, like before that trade. Like he was on one of the worst offensive units. Like that was a terrible situation last year. Like what? Like that was literally 2021 Steph type of disgusting spacing and help on offense. And
Yeah,
obviously
but when he was actually that caliber of player that y'all try to, convey him as, he was still elite. Like that's my point.
yeah, nobody's saying he's that still, but
You don't know what Steph Curry fans are saying then, obviously.
I don't claim them. I don't claim them. I'm just saying KD's not to a level where he can just overcome that type of disgusting offensive help either. Like he's played on some really good offensive lineups, offensive situations the past year. So like I would believe this is one of like this. I know this is more of a. It was supposed to be more of a defensive slanted team, and their offense has still been good. But like those situations before this year were pretty
Best in
good.
the NBA
Like
good, just so
yeah, first in NBA good. Like they've been great. But I'm just saying like KD had some great great help on offense. So I wouldn't say like that's the reason why I'm not saying he could just go out there and be bad, but that was a big reason. Like I was watching every game, like it was terrible. But I get what you mean.
Yeah, so yeah, good combos.
We got to the bottom of why Real Talk hates Steph. Okay, nice. Quentin.
I just want to, what's up, everybody? I just wanted to bring up one thing when we talk about these stats and advanced analytics. It's all cool. I actually love numbers. But the thing that we got to keep in mind, or at least I'll just say it, something that I try to keep in mind when I speak about numbers and everything is just the numbers that we talk about, we got to remember like what they're representing and not try to overcompensate what they're trying to say. Like, so recently I heard on the panel, I don't know if it was Swipa or who it was, but they mentioned about how last year Denver's defense was 5th in the league, and they're the 5th best defense, and like that's not how those numbers work. They're basing it off of the defensive rating. And we got to remember when we talk about some of these numbers, or at least I try to remember when we talk about some of these numbers, like, oh, if I'm speaking on defensive rating, that is, if I'm correct, if I'm thinking correctly, like that's just like how much we were able to keep the other team from scoring. That's not necessarily saying how good our defense is. I understand that you're trying to look at that number as if it's saying how good a defense is, or looking at an offensive rating and say, oh, we have the #1 offense in the league. That's not what that's saying. Oh, you score the most points. That's what that offensive rating is saying, that you score the most points. That doesn't mean you have the best offensive rating, because that is a relative thing, and it's also an opinion at the end of the day. So yeah, I just wanted to bring up that little tidbit about stats, and I know everybody's trying to get out of here. I'm a big Kobe fan, so I just had to bring up the fact when we talk about Kobe, or at least when we talk about our favorite players or why we think people are the GOAT, once again, it's all opinion based. And when it comes to Kobe, let's not forget the narrative. A lot of the reason why people are where they are in the pantheon of NBA is not only because of the things they were able to do, but it's also the narrative around what they're saying. Remember when Michael Jordan, before he won a ring, they were saying, you cannot win a ring like this. And then Jordan did it. That's part of the reason why he's Michael Jordan. Kobe, same thing. They were saying you really can't do it without Shaq. Like you were just a Robin. And then he went to the finals 3 times in a row again without Shaq. That's why Kobe's the GOAT. And all these guys have a claim to be the GOAT. Kobe, Mike, LeBron, Tim Duncan even almost has a case to be the GOAT, to be honest. But yeah, like everybody's case is going to be different. It's hard to just look at numbers and stats.
So happy he didn't hear you.
Different people, and they play different positions, and there's stuff we don't know, like what their coach is telling them and what they have to try to do while they're out on the floor versus what they can do. We look at role players all the time that we know can do more, but this is what they're asked to do. So we're judging them based off of what they do in that position. Like, oh, you're known as a D&3 guy, but you may not be D&3. You may be able to do a lot more, but this is what the team needs you to do. So just things I like to keep in mind when we talk about all these players and stuff, so we don't get too, I love emotions, but we don't need to get too emotional. Some stuff is just for the jokes and the trolls. But yeah, when we talk about some of these players, we just got to remember to keep things in perspective. That's all.
Thank you for the enlightenment. Shout out to you for having Kobe as the GOAT. That's like the second most reasonable answer outside of Bill Russell. So shout out to you. That
Bill
brings us.
Bill Russell's my guy. 11 champion. I weigh championships like that's my number one thing. Because at the end of the day, everybody's trying to win. Like F everything else. Like nobody's out here just trying to get the most points or just trying to get the most assists. We out here trying to win the game. So I really value championships. To get 11 championships, we'll probably never ever see that again. So while I don't have Bill as my GOAT, he is number 2 in my book.
We'll take it. 2 is good. Anyway, thanks for pulling up. Thanks for showing up. I'm gonna move you to the back, and I'm gonna read super chats, and then we're gonna get out of here. 45 minutes late. Moram said, off topic, but would you rather on paper all-time great offensive team with a middle of the pack defense, or the opposite, both led by ball dominant scorers? What would you rather? Real talk. So would you rather have the best offense in the league with a 15th ranked defense, or the best defense in the league with a 15th ranked offense with Shea as your best player? Both teams have Shea as your best player.
Shit, we already see him in the league with the best defense. Yeah, let me see what he look like with the best offense and mid defense. Let me see what that looks like.
And then you're gonna say anyone could do what Shea doing with the best offense. Well, look at all the spacing. That's what you would say. So it's cool. Nothing he can do, you know. Yeah, nothing Shea can do to move. Real talk. The 15 ranked defense this year is the Suns. I would love to see Shea on the Suns. The Trib one said Jokic is in his own tier as a passer and playmaker. Luka is in the bronze tier as a passer, Harden bronze tier as a playmaker, etc. I don't know. I wouldn't have Jokic is in his own tier as a playmaker, but I do have Jokic on my Mount Rushmore as passers. I know that he's in my top 4. I'm fairly comfortable with that. Playmaker here, but passer, yeah, I think Jokic passer is good. It's Zamze says Steph's BPM is higher than KD and Harden. Steph clears. You know Jimmy Butler's BPM is higher than Steph's.
He didn't super chat that one though.
Yeah, so just do that information what you will. I have no problem with BPM. Just if we're gonna say Steph's better than Harden and KD because of BPM, just acknowledge that Jimmy Butler's the best player in the Warriors. That's all I'm asking. Also, did you know Reed Shepard is top 15 in box plus minus this season?
No, I did not know that. Shout out to Reed.
He gets a lot of steals and shoots 48% from 3. And then Andre De Silva, this was an interesting super chat. I saw it when it came through, but I didn't think of a time when I could say it. Some takes, he said LeBron's 1-year peak is 2010. Nash was the best in the world in 07, Cook. And Shea has a top 4 guard peak this century. What did he go out at 3?
2010, Bron. Damn good player. I vehemently disagree with that 07 take. And Shea top 4 peak ever.
Guard peak this century.
Guard.
No MJ included.
Kobe.
This century, there's no MJ.
Oh no.
Yeah, since 2000.
Since 2000. Yeah. No. Maybe.
You have Luka, Steph, and Kobe. I know that. So
yeah. So,
do you think he's better than D-Wade?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, so
there you go. Okay,
he's not making the 4.
That's in my mind, he went 3 for 3. You know what I'm saying? Well, 2010 Bron, I hear it. I think 2010 Bron is underrated because he got that elbow injury in the playoffs. So he didn't look as good as he did in the 09 playoffs. but I hear 2010 Bron is his peak. I could listen to that. So yeah, that's like 50. You shot 50% on that take. 07 Nash Cook, absolutely best player in the world by far. And then Shea top 4 guard peak. Well, obviously, since Steve Nash was the best in the world, he ain't better than Steve Nash. So that's 1. He ain't better than Steph. That's 2. But he might be 3rd. So yeah, I agree. Basically went 2.5 for 3. Good true shooting right there. That does bring us
funny
to
how we do like the year by year thing with Kobe as far as being the best in the world, and this player had a better season, but everybody still like comfortably says, LeBron James was the best player in the world from 2000 whatever to 2020 or whatever, when he was clearly getting outplayed in regular seasons after like 2014. But fairs.
Yeah, but Steve Nash was hooping in the playoffs, so I'm not saying.
Okay, no facts.
He was. So yeah, you can.
No, but I'm saying like, yeah, okay, cool. You're better than
He actually beat Kobe in the playoffs in 06 and 07.
In 07? Oh, well, yeah, we were playing with Kwame Brown. I mean, you should.
Beam 5.
Yeah, you should.
Beam 5.
Okay, brother.
Anyway, yeah, okay, cool. That brings us to the end. 45 minutes overtime. My fault. I mean, the last episode was about 4 hours, so I'm still doing better than you.
That was on a Saturday, so actually, like,
don't
excuse
yourself.
This is worse, actually. This is
okay,
worse.
buddy.
Yeah.
Where can everyone find you, Real Talk?
You can find me on Playback in about 10 minutes. I'm doing the Rocket game versus the Cavaliers. Thought I was gonna get a nap in, but silly me. So you catch me over there on Playback, RT with RT. Catch me obviously on YouTube as well. We'll be doing episode 5 on my YouTube page Saturday, 12 p.m. Central, 1 Eastern. So catch us over there. We'll have a guest Saturday as well. Legend of Winning will be with us Saturday. So if you have some smoke for low, you can pull up. I plan on also trying to have some guests. You know what I'm saying? I want to get Pinsar next to be our guest next, and for y'all to be able to come up and debate with him as well. I think that would be absolutely fantastic content. So got to see if I can make that happen as well.
Okay. Real Talk's links will be in the description to his YouTube channel and his Playback room. Go subscribe to YouTube and join his Playback room. You can also subscribe and Playback. Wouldn't recommend it, but go do it if you want and show some support. Yeah, we will be back on Real Talk's Playback on Saturday. Subscribe here if you want. Hoop Talk podcast is normally every week, but there is no episode this week. So yeah, next week Hoop Talk podcast will be back. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Merry Christmas. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If not, then oh well. Thanks for watching anyway. And yeah, goodbye, Dab. There we go.
Peace.